huge interest in this game, the final domestic game of the main Scottish season, and it simply doesn't get any bigger than this for both teams. It is do or die to either stay in the Premiership for Saints or for a return to the top flight for Dundee United. So here we go, John Beaton, the man in charge today, leads out the two sides. It is Judgment Day for St Mirren.
What a great sight. Family stand all waving flags, the West stand all holding up black and white for the team to come out to. And once again, credit to the W7 crowd as well for the work they've put in this season and how they just keep going, how they keep backing the team.
Really looking forward to today's game. I mean, I think there's a good feeling around St Mirren, and even it doesn't really matter the result too much. You know, everybody here is back behind the team. Oren Kearney's got the full backing of the supporters in Paisley. This will be the 7th attendance this season that's had over 6,000 supporters. So there's a good things happening, even if today doesn't go the way that we want it to.
Yeah,
absolutely. Sorry, Chris, I can barely hear you. The noise inside this stadium is absolutely incredible.
I mean, remember, you know, not so long ago, the game like Aberdeen at Pittodrie were sitting bottom of the league, 8 points behind Dundee. You know, what a change in momentum in the team. The players have really gelled that Owen's brought in, and they're playing for each other, and we know they play to the final whistle. They do not give up, and that's been crucial for us getting those last minute results we've needed.
So we are almost ready to go. It is Dundee United who will kick us off here, shooting towards the family stand to our right hand side. John Beaton, the man in the middle this afternoon, 37 years old, and these days in his spare time, if you could say that, he is the media relations manager for ScotRail of all companies.
So he gets it during the week and on a Saturday. That's
absolutely
a half one.
Of course, we've got a sold out stadium.
Yeah, it is the first ever sellout here at the Simple Digital Arena in its 10-year history. I'm sure Stephen will be able to provide us with the exact numbers that we need in terms of where this ranks in overall attendance is.
Well, there's only been two over 7,000 before, the very first game, and then Oren Kearney's first game in charge earlier this season against Celtic, so it'll be easy to figure out if it's 1, 2 or 3 after that. I'm not so sure.
So barely a seat to be had inside the Simple Digital Arena. You're watching St Mirren TV. If you just joined us, thank you very much for joining us. It simply doesn't get any bigger than this, as I say, for both sides. It is all about their future and who will occupy that final spot in next season's Premiership. Nicky Clark standing over the ball. He will get us underway very shortly, and we are on.
And I imagine both teams are going to go for it early, because you really just want to stamp your authority to the game and just put the other team under pressure.
Don't know if you noticed before kick-off, but the Dundee United defender Mark Connolly was out popping some of the balloons that were thrown on by the supporters, and they're all hanging nicely in the back of the net now as well.
Paul Watson takes the early throw. Challenge on Ian Harkes, and St Mirren get themselves a throw in just inside the corner to our right, and Lauren Kearney very coy after the game on Thursday night, but you can sense a great deal of confidence. And Chris, you mentioned it, Robbie Nielsen trying the reverse psychology, trying to put all of the pressure onto St Mirren, and it doesn't look like when you speak to people around the club and you speak to the fans that has really worked at all.
No, there's a really positive atmosphere here today, really positive atmosphere.
The thing is, twice in the history of the Ladbrokes Premiership playoffs has the first leg finished 0-0. Both occasions the home teams won the second leg.
Watson takes that United free kick. So Franco trying to make something happen there. Cody Cook in the wars there with Mark Connolly, the United defender.
Yeah, Connolly, just as I say, he gave Connolly a torrid time in first night, especially the second half. Connolly had some really kind of crushing challenges on Cook, and obviously recognised a danger there.
You can tell the confidence that was instilled into Cody from that hat-trick at Dens last week.
Yeah, Gary McKenzie once again just show, I mean, really the adversity that man's come through in the last season, but he epitomises everything we need just now, and a cool header back to his keeper under pressure.
It's almost a miracle that Gary McKenzie is even playing tonight, even that he made it through the 90 minutes on Thursday as well. See how much the cause means to him. such a pivotal player for the club over the last 3 years. But as I say that, he gives the ball away. He's going to evade both Clark and Sifranco, and Ladbrokes playing that out there towards Lee Hodgson. Looks like this will be his last game for the club, as he will return to Rangers at the end of his loan spell. John Beaton seeing nothing wrong with the challenge by Mark Connolly on Cody Cook. There is a St Mirren throw inside their own half.
Yeah, it looked like the pair of them had a hold of each other's shirt there, so it'd be harsh to penalise one over the other, but
I don't think there's any love lost between them.
Certainly going to be an interesting battle to keep an eye on over the course of the game. Clark looking to chip that through for Sifranco. Mackenzie did well up against the striker. Followed by Popescu. Mark Reynolds under some pressure, but he did well to spread that out to Callum Booth. Booth running into space here. Clark waiting, and that's a crucial intervention there by Gary Mackenzie. Slack pass from McAllister, but that will come back to Ladbrokes.
I think McAllister expecting Cook to come back for that, but Cook had just made the run.
yeah, as we thought, St Mirren playing with a back three today of Popescu, Baird and Mackenzie. They've got the four men in midfield, McGuinness on one side, Hodgson on the near side closest to us, with Cook and Mullen up top.
Cook allowed to bring that down by United. Goes the early cross, Mullen slipping in the box, but so that was caught in the wind. Again, it's moving it back to Popescu. Hodgson, former Kilmarnock defender, Danny Mullen, swings it in, headed away by Reynolds. This is Clark.
It's a strong wind today, so any balls that go up there are going to get caught.
McGuinness takes it inside. Steve McGinn and Hodgson. McGuinness under pressure. Back it goes to Popescu. And here's the captain again. Trying to just thread that through towards Mullen. It was well watched. Harks clearing. It's a decent run being made here by Pavel Sifranco, being watched closely by Gary Mackenzie. Mackenzie concedes the throw in.
He's had a good season, Paul McMullen, for Dundee United. 7 goals, all competitions, and again, he's one of those danger men. Got the crucial goal up at Inverness in the first leg of the playoff semi. So
Gary Mackenzie only playing his 7th game of the season, but it's probably no coincidence that St Mirren's form has improved dramatically in that time. Harks. This is Watson. Possibly fouled off the ball. The referee didn't think so. And just got away from Paul McGinn there. Did take a touch off the St Mirren defender.
a bit unlucky there, the tiniest of tiny wee touches. And
you mentioned Paul McMillan there, Stephen, one of the very few players from the last couple of seasons to actually still be at Dundee United. There has been a massive turnover of players as McGuinness intercepts. Only Cook forward for Saints at the moment. And that's good work from Mark Connolly to get there ahead of Cook.
I always thought it was kind of a bit unlucky with his spell here, with just the way that the turnover in the managers, the fact they were in the second tier and it didn't quite work out for him. And fair credit to him, he's really pushed on with Dundee United this season.
Tremendous work by McAllister, who really terrorised the Dundee United defence at times on Thursday.
Yeah. It's going to be ironic because Alec Ray was singing his praises the other night, and I thought, you're the manager, let him go.
To be fair, he was on loan from Celtic at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
So here is an opportunity for Gary Mackenzie to get forward for the first time this afternoon. Both McAllister and McGuinness having a look at this one.
Careful here, just that we don't allow Dundee United a break down the field.
6.5 minutes gone. McGinn can hit them. Oh! Pushed away by Siegrist. First shot on target of the afternoon is St Mirren's, and a very decent strike from Stephen McGinn.
Yep. Maybe just didn't get quite as much power behind it as we'd like, but it was on target, forced the keeper into the save.
It's a super effort, first time, from Stephen McGinn, and he's a wee bit unlucky if he gets it closer into the corner. I think Siegrist is going to have a problem there.
Yeah.
3 goals for the captain this season. Almost got a fourth there. You say there wasn't a great deal of power in it, but Siegrist had no choice but to push it away with some oncoming traffic.
Yeah, the placement was spot on. But you say it would be a wee bit more towards the post, Stephen, but
well intercepted by Buhena, but Mullen closing in on Watson, and it's good pressing from St Mirren.
Yep, Cook and Mullen both pressing the keeper there.
I mean, it was Dundee United that caused their own problem there with Connolly and Watson. Neither of them decided what to do with it, and gave St Mirren a wee half chance.
That magical Scottish football chant of "get into them" coming up from the St Mirren fans there.
Well, you certainly can't accuse either side of a lack of effort or passion over the course of the tie so far. It's been well fought.
Not always been the prettiest of stuff, has it? But it's been committed.
Certainly entertaining for the neutral, but very few neutrals in here this afternoon, I can tell you that. Eight minutes gone, still nothing each, and indeed the same score in the tie overall. Cleared away by Reynolds, the Dundee United captain, who is currently on loan from Aberdeen but has already signed a pre-contract agreement, and he will become a permanent United player at the end of the season. Headed on by Mullen, he did well to get there ahead of Connolly, and there will be a free kick against Rahid Buhena.
Cody Cook taken out there. So that's the thing about Cook, he kind of causes trouble, he invites the defender to go into them.
Buhena coming to the end of his first year of a 2-year contract at United, formerly of Doncaster Rovers, but didn't play for the English side. And once again
just started here as well, which will make the pitch slippy.
Kenzie goes forward.
That really held up, didn't it?
Baird did pull away from the Dundee United backline, but was offside.
Yeah, you're right, that ball just kind of started arcing and then just seemed to hang in mid-air, didn't it, as the wind caught it. So maybe just a sign, keep the ball on the deck.
So do you feel that maybe the rain and the slightly slicker pitch would probably favour St Mirren, but with the wind swirling like that may favour Dundee United slightly more?
Yeah, possibly, because I've said it all season. I think our real strength is just keeping the ball on the ground. I think particularly with the two Kyles and McGinn, in fact both McGinns as well, they've got real skill in keeping the ball on the ground.
One for Hodgson to keep an eye on, McMullen chasing him down. McAllister waiting for this, and that was unfortunate.
Yeah, nice touch by McAllister, the ball just got away from him though.
Just wasn't able to get round Callum Booth there, but he was left for dead if he was able to. That one gets away from Jamie Robson, another one of the few who are still here from last campaign. That was a lovely nutmeg from McAllister, who really has been terrific since coming in on loan from Derby. I'm sure not the only playoff game he'll be keeping an eye on this weekend. His parent club Derby County involved in the Championship playoff final in England tomorrow against John McGinn's Aston Villa.
I'll just read before the kick-off as well. So okay, we know United beat us in the cup here earlier, but that's a very different team. Last season we won by an aggregate score of 5-0 against United at the Paisley Stadium, so Omen's good there as well.
Dickinson is on the bench today. He was on the score sheet in that 2-1 defeat back in February, but so much has changed since then. This is Mark Connolly. Clark looking at this one. It's a decent ball for Hodgson. So far has it well covered, under some pressure. I did well to get it clear. McKenzie taking a risk there. McMullen just couldn't get a hold of the ball, and it's smashed away by Jack Baird, but McKenzie just dwelling for a slight second.
Mark Connolly getting a lot of abuse from the St Mirren fans. Obviously not happy if he's cheating with Cody Cook Thursday night.
The next Kilmarnock defender is Mark Connolly. His last club was Crawley Town in League 2 in England. Hooked up into the air by McGuinness.
I do believe he played for Kilmarnock in the 4-1 aggregate win against Falkirk in the playoffs.
Conley.
It seems like such a long time ago, that game for the Kilmarnock supporters. And McMullen gets onto this here. First time for him to run at the Saints defence. Gets the ball in. It goes across the face of goal. No takers. And there is a free kick just inside the 6-yard box.
Paul McGinn was tugged back there, wasn't he, as he went for that ball. Yeah, I mean, you see the danger in McMullen there, didn't we? Just that run down the wing.
See the quality that McMullen does have when he's allowed to drive at defenders. 7 goals for him this season.
You notice that, like, for 3-4 games over the course of the playoffs, Paul McMullen constantly drives for the byline. Show him inside and see if he's got a finish on him, because that seems to be where he's weakest, or what he doesn't want to do anyway.
Yep. I think you're right there, Stephen. You say show him inside, don't give him that width in the wing that he likes to get.
Good work by Hladky. This is Popescu. Crossfield looking for McAllister. It was never getting there. Buhena, dispossessed by McGuinness, or at least he had been for a second. Clark picks it up. Robson on the run. Buhena bringing it under control. Harks. Space here for United. This is Callum Booth. Goes across the face again, but
I don't know if that was an intended shot or a cross across the face of the goal, but an easy one for the keeper to take. But once again, just a wee warning sign for Saints here.
And Saints just finding themselves slightly exposed out wide, which you really wouldn't expect with Hodgson and Paul McGinn, natural defenders, but happy to push forward when Saints do have the ball.
Nicky Clark was screaming for it as well when that ball's played across there. He's in acres of space round about the penalty spot. Something that Mirren are going to have to watch.
Popescu just ran that a bit far, but Hodgson's picked it up.
Cook to put the pressure on Connolly here. Forced to play it. Cook coming in from the back. He did take the ball eventually, but he had to get through the man to get there.
Well, he's just letting Connolly know he's there, isn't he? That's it.
He's always going to concede a foul there, as Cody Cook. Just has to be careful not concede too many of them, because it mounts up, he gets booked, and then he can't do it again.
Sun starts to come out here at the Simple Digital Arena. We've played just under a quarter of an hour. It remains 0-0.
Opening exchanges have been very even, 50-50 on possession. Just that one shot for St Mirren so far. So
Franco trying to latch onto that. Buhena unable to keep that in play. Hladky will get the ball back here. It's certainly not been a tight game. Both teams happy to get forward and try and create chances.
That's the thing. They want to. The team that scores first tends to win football matches. Didn't happen in the Scottish Cup final yesterday, but getting that advantage to begin with is such a big thing, and neither team's.
Mullins onto this, and he's onside as well. Needs some support. McAllister didn't get over it. Actually stayed in play, believe it or not.
That's incredible. Oh, it's a shame.
Hodgson is unlucky.
Just the wind catching there, wasn't it, again?
Not the best effort from McAllister initially. Certainly has the quality to get a strike in from that sort of angle on target, but he didn't that time.
Kind of just wish Danny Mullen had taken a shot there. I think it did go out when you see the replay there. But again, it just shows you how strong the wind is.
Cook, nice touch. Cook holding it up. Cleared away by Reynolds. One thing Cody Cook did very well on Thursday night was hold the ball up and get support forward like some McAllister and McGuinness. It's a tough shift for Cook on his own up front.
Yeah, it wasn't first night, it wasn't. You know, I think credit to him for that.
Steve McGinn, and it goes to Popescu. It's good pressing though from Robson. Cook goes in to win it. Harks just caught at the back there. And the ball does remain in play. Paul McGinn's cross. Mullen! Was he brought down? No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the flag is up on the far side.
Really good work that.
That was, yeah. Lovely ball in by Paul McGinn there.
And crucial as well, play to the whistle. They kept the ball in. The referee didn't signal for a throw-in or anything. We weren't sure over in the opposite side of the stadium, but Paul McGinn just kept going. Nice little 1-2, and the ball in just not quite.
And definitely offside. Well, for United, it needs to be fourth time lucky today. They've contested the playoffs in all 3 seasons. They've been down in the second tier, and have contested them under a different manager each season. Ray McKinnon in 2017, Csaba Laszlo last year, and now Robbie Nielsen. And it will be, got to imagine, a huge amount of pressure on Nielsen. He spent a lot of money, brought in a lot of players since arriving last year to try and get United back to where they feel they belong in Scotland's top flight. Popescu taking that too far ahead of himself. Harks. Safranco. Still Safranco. Well intercepted by the captain. Well, yes, he is brought down. Clark had a shot at goal. That's Safranco penalised for the challenge there on Stephen McGinn.
Yeah, McGinn, great interception here, just making the break, and he's just clipped as he made the escape.
It's an easy one for the referee to give that Safranco. I mean, where's Stephen McGinn going? You know, it's in his own half. You've relieved all the pressure on them, and the thing is, the ball was going to break there for Nicky Clark, who might not have hit as bad a shot if the referee hadn't blown the whistle.
It's the second time United have made it to the final of the playoffs. They lost to Hamilton Accies in 2017 and lost out in the semis last year to Livingston, who of course went on to win promotion.
Conveniently as well, that game against Hamilton at Tannadice finished 0-0.
Hamilton, as they have done every season since coming back into the Premiership in 2014, just finding a way to stay up when it looks so unlikely.
Conceded more goals than St Mirren, scored less than St Mirren, lost more games than St Mirren.
Stephen McGinn fancied that there, but it was well off target. 20 minutes gone. You're watching St Mirren TV, brought to you by the University of the West of Scotland. This will be our last broadcast for this season, and we thank you all for tuning in over the course of what has been a roller coaster ride of a campaign at times. Certainly a point during the winter where it certainly looked like it wouldn't even get to this point, where St Mirren would find themselves with a chance in the playoffs to stay up, but they've got here on merit. You know, all they need to do some form today is win.
You know, the attendances have been incredible this season, considering the position we find ourselves in. But I think, you know, the fans can see what Owen's trying to do here. You know, it's taking time, but his players have gelled, and his philosophy is also coming through.
Harks. This is Buhena, dispossessed by McGinn. And again, the wind just catching that ball as it went towards Danny Mullen there. Clark pulling off, allowed to get the header away. This is Safranco. His shot is blocked. It's still in. Clark save. This is Booth. Oh, another wonderful block. Oh, and he's given the penalty. It's handball against Jack Baird.
What a save that was from Václav Hladky in the first instance. Jack Baird looks astonished there, doesn't he?
I need to see the replay of this again just to see what happened.
It looked like it just went out for a corner, didn't it?
It does clearly come off his arm. You could argue that his arm is in an unnatural position.
Next season, that's a penalty, so.
And Dundee United have the chance to strike the first blow in the playoff final. After just over 110 minutes of football, it is Nicky Clark going for his 15th Dundee United goal. A crucial moment in the Premiership playoff final. Clark against Ladke. That's a great penalty by Nicky Clark. Fires it into the right hand corner, and United have the opener in the playoff final.
Well, do you know what I think I was saying to you, Daniel, Steve, before the kick-off? I thought it'd be 2-1 St Mirren, and I could see us going behind first of all, because we seem to love the adversity, just digging ourselves out of it.
Yeah, I mean, St Mirren really do not like scoring the first goal in football games. They're unbeaten in their last 7 games, and I think only once in that run they've scored first. It's ridiculous. That was a 2-0 win against Hamilton. The problem now is Dundee United have only conceded once in their last 6 games.
They have a very good away record, and that's the goal that they felt they should have got on Thursday night. And if we're talking about where the pressure lies now, the pressure certainly is on St Mirren now to come back. But they've got lots of time to do it. It's just knocked the stuffing out of the St Mirren fans inside the ground. Delight for Robbie Nielsen. He will feel that's a goal his side deserved for their approach to the opening 20 minutes.
Last time St Mirren were involved in a top division playoff, they won 2-1.
Not a good omen.
St Mirren's 7-match unbeaten run under threat here, and more crucially, their Premiership safety under threat.
Someone just need to show a wee bit of calmness in the ball just now, just kind of settle back into the game, because United are obviously going to try and press that advantage straight away, aren't they?
But does that goal kind of knock the stuffing out the atmosphere as well? You can hear the Dundee United fans, but need a few home supporters to get behind the team, and the quicker they can get at United, the better.
This is McAllister looking for Mullen. That's away by Watson, and then McMullen. Stephen McGinn. Oh, that's slack from the captain.
Yeah, I think the way the ball came off him there, but even the McAllister ball to Mullen, once again it's up in the air, and it's just too windy for that just now.
Mullen. Hodson back to Popescu.
Good thing is, over the course of the Ladbrokes Premiership playoffs, only once has both teams not scored in the final, so.
Connolly misguides it. Mullen! United were ahead for just 2 minutes. It is Danny Mullen with the goal. His 7th of the season, his 10th for St Mirren Football Club. It's 1-1 in the final.
And it's game on again. What a terrible error. I don't know who the Dundee United defender was there. What a terrible error by him though. You can see it in Mullen. What a clinical finish, wasn't it? Well, it was Connolly. Connolly just lobbed the ball up into the air. Mullen runs onto it. Right foot buddies it past the keeper right in the corner.
It's a great finish again from Danny Mullen, isn't it? I think the wind's maybe got on the end of that as Connolly's lofted it up into the air, and it's just
a fantastic finish under pressure from Mullen.
It really was, but Connolly, you know, he's under pressure already, and he made, psychologically, I think that's worse than Beard giving the penalty away.
Well, that changes the complexion of the tie all over again. We waited 12 minutes for a goal, and we've had 2 in the space of 3 minutes. Here's the goal scorer.
Oh, Mirren taken out there. That was ridiculous.
Well, Franco just has to watch himself. That's a couple of fouls he's committed in areas where he really hasn't needed to make the challenge.
Once again, there was no need for that.
I mean, that's 2 late challenges. Again, the ball's been kicked right back into Dundee United possession. I don't know if Bobby Madden's seen it quite properly when obviously he's running the other way to try and keep up with play, and that's maybe why he's got away without booking him. But another one like that, and certainly he'll be getting booked.
After United scored the penalty, there was a lot of fans went down to get the pie in Bobro. I feel sorry for them because they missed that spectacular strike by Mullen.
Popescu up towards Cook, good touch. Mullen over for McAllister. Yeah! But there is the flag up on the far side for offside.
Oh, I thought that was
another great finish.
I know.
No way.
Let's see this one.
I couldn't see that being offside.
Oh, just and no more. A very good decision by the linesman.
But that's certainly once again got the Saints fans up.
Just had a Saints fan look over to me there asking, was that offside? And all you could do was nod the head and go, yeah, it was. But only just.
See, this makes me think of the Kilmarnock game a week ago against Rangers when you saw the offside goal there when it was 1 each. The linesman, there were 3 players in between him and the offside. There's no way he could have seen that he was offside. This one's completely different. There's the one player, the player that's the defender next to him, and then McAllister himself, who is that tiny little bit in front of him. The linesman sees it perfectly, gets the decision right.
Credit where credit's due, isn't it? They're a much maligned species, refs and linesmen, but
now for those 3 minutes, all the noise was coming from the North Stand, from the United fans. The West Stand is bouncing once again. And as it stands, just if you're not sure, there are no away goals in play in the Premiership playoff final, so it will go to extra time if it were to stay like this.
It could finish 6 each and we'd still have extra time.
Don't know if I could do extra time if it finished 6 each, Stephen. I don't know if anybody inside the stadium could.
My heart could take that.
I do believe that that's only ever happened once in the history of Scottish football, to be fair.
Stephen, you're just a mine of information, aren't you?
There was a game that finished 7 each once back in the 1800s, but...
This is Paul Watson, the ex-Falkirk man, allowed to run into the Saints half and then give the ball away to Kyle McGuinness. Well, haven't seen much of him since the goal, but you have to imagine that Robbie Nielsen will be absolutely furious with Mark Connolly for making a mistake like that so soon after taking advantage in the tie.
Now, St Mull had a high foot go against him on Thursday night, and that was much the same, you know. Just I don't know why there wasn't a free kick there, but St Mull have the ball back.
It's good work from Saints. Popescu trying to thread it through to Hodgson that time, but it's given away to Franco.
Yeah, Popescu, he's giving Hodgson a wave and ignoring it because he could have sold that one, didn't he? It was obvious where he was going with it.
Well, no love lost between the Saints fans and Paul McMillan. If you caught any swearing through the microphones, we do apologise, although this might be the one day that the noise is so loud that we aren't actually able to pick up any of the swearing.
Possibly. Cook and Conley at it again there.
It goes over the roof from Mark Reynolds.
Yeah, forced just to put it over.
I think that stayed on the roof.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? It bounced a few times, but they've thrown another ball on from the...
Someone's car windscreen's just been put in. "31 minutes gone. St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. This is Popescu on the ball. It's a poor cross.
No, I ain't going with himself, Popescu. They're too close to the keeper, an easy one for the keeper to take. No challenge on or anything.
Kenzie went to win that and missed it. Was better that time.
Just so calm under pressure there, Gary McKenzie.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
Advantage played by John Beaton. And it's ended. This is McKenzie to McGuinness. It's a space to run in to here potentially. McMullen couldn't win the ball back. Hodson's there. He's got the ball. McGuinness. McAllister. Oh, he miscued it.
Yeah, nice idea again.
It's a great ball across from McGuinness in the first instance.
Robson in towards the Franco and Clark. That's a chance.
This is Dundee United's tactic. This is how they score goals. They put the ball out wide, they get the cross in, cause a bit of chaos in the box as they've just done, and then Nicky Clark or Pavel Shafranko 9 times out of 10 puts it in the back of the net. That's what St Mirren need to stop, is the cross coming in.
Yeah, because statistically you'll get the break eventually if you get enough of the balls coming in, you know.
A chance like that, you'd expect Nicky Clark to bury it. I'm surprised he hasn't.
30 goals between them this season, 15 for each of them. And that's why United are in the position that they are now, and with the chance to return to the Premiership.
You know, once again, United, you'd say at the start of the season they'd have been favourites to come up. You know, I don't think anybody thought Ross County would bounce straight back up. So United, there's that pressure on them again, the expectation.
Fladgate.
If they did Robbie Nielsen in for the start of the year, you know, in the summer, brought him in,
Could have been
they'd have won the
different,
league.
Stephen McGinn. McAllister. Foul there from Booth. So St Mirren's unbeaten run back intact again at the moment. Kenzie, Baird, Cook, all on the edge of the box here. Ten minutes until half time. Chipped in by McAllister. McKenzie had his shirt pulled from pillar to post there, but no foul. Slip from Harks. This is Hodson. Needs some support, and he's got it from Jack Baird. McAllister looking for Mullen. And Connolly forced to clear.
That was a nice layout to Mullen there, nice idea. Connolly kind of just slicing the ball out again.
Just to go back a wee second, if McKenzie isn't Gary McKenzie, it goes down in the box, that's quite possibly a penalty.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not a big softy like Odds on Edward.
Are you
No
implying
comment.
he went down easily yesterday?
Flicked on by McAllister, good work. Hodson up against Watson. Go outside. It's McGuinness. Oh, good strike. Always going away from goal.
Yeah, Hodgson, nice idea there. You can see him going into the box. Of course, you'd always invite the tackle when you do that.
I kind of feel like if McGuinness here, if he's able to take that first time, it's going to be a much better chance, because you've got 3-4 players running straight at him.
Yep.
In the end up, it's still a really good shot. Just needs to keep it down and get it on target next time.
Just under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Still one each.
St Mirren don't tend to lose when Kyle McGuinness scores. Scoring that very late goal to seal the 3 points against Hamilton Accies a couple of weeks ago. So Franco trying to get onto this. Harks. Hodgson taking that down, and he did well. Connolly. Watson. Curls it in, that should be Gladke's. And she can leave to go out for the goal kick.
St Mirren just starting to edge possession as well now at 60-40 in their favour. Goal attempts as well, St Mirren 5-3 up. Before that penalty, Dundee United didn't even have a shot in the game, so...
Very surprising looking at the stats after the game on Thursday night that St Mirren actually had 58% of the possession. It certainly didn't look like that from where I was standing, but...
it seemed such an even game, didn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
Dundee United, I noticed as well, not letting Vladke play the ball out on the ground or force them to kick it upfield by putting pressure on.
Mullen did well. It's surely a foul by Mark Reynolds on Cody Cook.
I have to say that's a tactic Kilmarnock have employed really well this season as well against the likes of Rangers and Celtic, because it doesn't let them play the game the way they want to do it.
Yeah, and obviously United have recognised that. You know, we like to play the ball out from the back and work it up the park.
Saints once again with a chance to get the ball into the mixer here and test this United defence, this experienced United defence. Guinness, away by Reynolds. Hodgson. It's a poor ball and everyone was offside anyway.
Just need to take a wee bit of time. There was a bit of space there for Lee Hodgson. Could have taken that down and properly worked something.
I don't know if he was quite aware of the space and time he had there. He just seemed to kind of, I don't mean panic, but just like, you know, play safety here.
Like Darren O'Dea against Dundee.
Yeah.
Just the complete opposite. He thought there was time and space, takes the heavy touch, and then he's got sent off.
Oh, it looked like that was going to be the worst possible end to Darren O'Dea's career at ends last week, but now it looks like he's going to sign for East Kilbride. It's one of the quickest retirements ever, surely.
Shortest.
Good work from Cody Cook now. Once again, though, needs some support. It's McAllister behind him. Out to McGuinness, chance to shoot. Well blocked by Rachid Buhena.
Once again out, he'd taken that first time.
That's the thing, the Dundee United players are set just to be able to run out, put them under pressure. Yep. The fact that there is space there is something that St Mirren can look to exploit. But if they keep doing it, Dundee United look like they've got the way if they don't take that shot first time or move it on to the next player.
Yeah, nice work by Cook there, kind of setting all that up as well.
Saints just started to push United back here. Still Cody Cook. Oh, he's done magnificently. That's so unlucky.
That really was. I mean, he had two men over him there and he managed to hold them off for so long.
Nice wee chat with the linesman.
5 minutes to go in this first half. It is still a goal apiece. So much to play for. Both teams creating chances and making life difficult for either side. That is a clear foul there by Mark Connolly. Oh, sorry, Mark Reynolds, I apologise. And another player who potentially could go into the book there.
Yeah, ref just having a chat with him. It was a really clumsy tackle there.
Yeah, he's just getting back to his feet there, Cody Cook. It's a silly one again. Back to goal like that. What realistically, what is he going to do?
You think it's silly fouls that United are giving away, isn't it?
Yeah,
at the moment, yeah.
Reynolds, an experienced player as well. You know, why would you put your team under pressure like this? I mean, a couple of minutes before the break.
It's 9 fouls in the first half by Dundee United, just 2 conceded for St Mirren.
Well, can Saints conjure up here? As time ticks away at the end of this first half. Swung in by McAllister. But that was...
Yeah, it was Gary McKenzie.
McKenzie going in.
Yep, good punch by the keeper there.
No foul. Clark. Oh, what a recovery from Kyle McGuinness, of all players.
Yep, good recovery from McGuinness, tracking back. And, you know, the game's just swung from one end of the pitch to the other there.
It's just shown how well he's adapted coming back from injury as well and being integrated into this team, Kyle McGuinness.
Such a talented player, we all know that. Another fantastic product of the St Mirren Academy. This might come out for Mullen here, you know. Watson in trouble this time. In fact, no, the referee hasn't given the foul. I thought I heard the whistle go myself.
I thought that as well. Watson mustn't do stop and wait for the whistle there. You need to just keep playing.
He pointed over towards Danny Mullen, did John Beaton. I'm not sure what he meant by it.
Mullen also saying why now and why not, 30 seconds ago.
As is always the case inside the Simple Digital Arena, the referee is one of the least popular men inside the stadium.
Not many football stadia in Scotland where that isn't the case, to be fair.
Robin Nielsen forwarding Alan Muir, the fourth official's ear there about the foul. Again, Saints need to bring the ball down. That's where they're at their best. Oh, brilliant pressing from Hodgson. Got away from Mullen. Good work by Lee Hodgson. You do wonder about his future at Rangers. He may well be playing to show Oran Kearney what he could bring to the side potentially next season. Maybe Stephen Gerrard what he's capable of at Rangers as McMullen swings it in. But out it goes behind for the goal kick.
It's one of the few that Paul McMullen hasn't done very well with, that he's delivered in. One thing I think that he's worked on quite a lot as well since he was at St Mirren is that end product, the delivery from wide. Lee Hodgson again, I think he's trying to show him inside this time, but it's a decent touch by McMullen just to get that wee half yard and get the ball in.
Yeah, he's just got that return of pace, hasn't he?
Another look at the two goals there. Nicky Clark and Danny Mullen on target. And there is Mullen's goal that has brought St Mirren level here as we are in the final minute of normal time in this first half. Can't imagine there will be too much, if any, stoppage time added by John Beaton.
A minute for each of the goals. Well, a minute overall because of the goals, I should say.
That ball being caught in the wind there.
Again, yeah.
And there will be no time added on for those goals. It is half time here at the Simple Digital Arena. St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. Nicky Clark opening the scoring from a penalty kick given against Jack Baird for handball. And then the mistake from Mark Connolly, which Danny Mullen pounced on to fire in a first time shot past Benjamin Siegrist. A fantastic finish to get St Mirren level just 3 minutes after Clark had fired United ahead in this Premiership playoff final. All to play for in the second half. Remember, we will go to extra time and penalties if needed, should things stay the same here at the Simple Digital Arena.
St Mirren have thrown so many men forward looking to get that second goal, take the lead in this match, take a bit of command. But the thing is, when you don't have as much of the ball, that's always more difficult.
Yeah. What I'd like to see as well is the two Kyles maybe getting into just a bit more. Maybe just haven't had quite the impact that we expect of them. I'm a wee bit concerned as well. Paul McGinn, over on the right-hand side, he's kind of a wee bit exposed when Dundee United are running down that wing. It could do with somebody tracking back. Maybe Kyle McAllister tracking back just to help him a wee bit, give him a bit of support there.
Last time St Mirren were involved in a two-legged tie, by the way, Tony Fitzpatrick lost 2-0 to Mechelen in the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup.
So here we go, second half underway. Jack Baird clearing that one forward.
I was at the home Mechelen game, I remember that.
The team that went on to win the competition as well.
That was our boast, that was our claim to fame that season. We were beaten by the eventual winners.
Mirren getting the ball forward in the early stages of this second half. United Drew first blood on that penalty goal in the first half. St Mirren would love to get themselves into the lead here. This is Hodgson. That's a good ball.
It's too much on it. Yep. Lovely wee give and go there earlier. I think it was Mullen and Hodgson as well. Positive start.
An interesting point Billy Dawes made to me, who's commentating for BBC this afternoon. He's asking if Danny Mullen is playing a free role, because 1 minute he's through the middle and the next minute he's out wide, and it's interesting.
He's the man that's playing round about Cody Cook. He's the kind of focal point of the attack, and that's how he got his 3 goals against Dundee.
And it's almost like an instinctive thing for Mullen, isn't it? You could see Lord Kearney saying, look, just get up there and, you know, get ready to pick up, you know, and pounce on any chance that comes your way.
And that is exactly what he did for the goal. Now comes Sladkate, and Safranco chased that one down. It's good work from the Saints goalkeeper, who really has done a tremendous job since coming in.
Gary McKenzie just holding his wrist there after that tussle. I thought he had the running of him, but we did see him having the wrist heavily strapped up in the warm-up today as well.
McAllister. Reynolds did well to come out and win that. Stephen McGinn sprays it out to McAllister again. Picks out Hodgson.
Lovely ball.
McGuinness gets it back from Kyle McAllister. 2 Kyles working together. Popescu and McAllister again on the left hand side at the moment. Good play from Popescu, just took it too far ahead of himself again.
He'd been better playing it out to Hodgson there, but he just tried to take a run in towards the box, but he's won it back.
Steve McGinn has got his brother on the right hand side, but decides to look through the middle for Cody Cook. Guinness brings that down. Goes out to Ian Harkes. Gehenna might open up here for Dundee United. This is Booth. Forward goes Robson. Up against Popescu. It's a good cross. Just evading both Safranco and Clark there. And now Mullen will chase this down. It does stay in play for Danny Mullen, but it's a good bit of defending from Paul Watson. Saints get the throw and a chance to push forward here.
Really doesn't look happy, Paul Watson there. You can see him shouting over the rest of the defence. I don't know what more they could do, to be fair, but Danny Mullen's done well to drive that ball forward and get some in advance.
Partly in the crowd today, Paul Dummett, of course now Newcastle, but one of the League Cup winning team here.
Well, his name is immortalised in the steps just to our left, along with the rest of that League Cup winning team from 2013. Good pressure from Paul McGinn there. And now Segrist with Cody Cook closing in. Does well to get that away. Harkes.
It's like Jamie Robson took us over in there.
He did get back to his feet. He doesn't look too confident. Here it is again. I think he just kind of fell awkwardly more than anything else after the collision, and maybe knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
Well, after the rainy start to proceedings here this afternoon, the sun really is coming out now. It's turning into quite a nice day in Paisley. Cook just playing that up the line towards no one, and Connolly can recover this, and he certainly has recovered well after the mistake that led to the Danny Mullen equaliser.
Yeah, I think maybe Cook thought maybe McAllister, possibly even Paul McGinn, would take a run down the wing there, as they're prone to do.
Pesco wins that.
So there it was McAllister that was kind of the point of the attack, the lone front man. It looks like he's got maybe a kind of rotation between McAllister, Cook, Mullen, and the three of them playing out wide, with Kyle McGuinness sort of supporting the two that aren't the focal point up top.
Also just trying to maybe sow a bit of confusion in the Dundee defence there, you know, as a defender, who do you pick up, who do you mark?
it must be so difficult to train that, to be able to do that well, because you've got to know when to change, where you have to be. You have to learn the 3 positions to play.
Yep.
Quick holding this up, and free kick actually goes against him there. He doesn't quite know why. Don't think anyone really does, apart from John Beaton himself.
I think the supporters disagree with him as well, but lovely looking Cody Cook's face there.
Slightly more tentative start to the second half than there was to the first. Both sides allowed to get their wing backs and full backs down the lines with great ease. That might not be just as easy for the likes of Hodgson and McGinn in this second period for Saints. Kick appeared to be brought down by Mark Connolly there. No free kick given. That is a bad challenge by Mihai Popescu, who may well go into the book here.
Possibly, yeah.
It's a late one for Popescu. I don't think he's going to bring the yellow card out. I think he'd have brought it out by now if he was going to. There it is again. It's just a late challenge there on Robson, I think, is it? No, sorry, it's Nicky Clark. Again, if he's not booking for that, John Beaton, he's very lenient. We saw the 2 for Shafranco in the first half. I
wonder if we're going to see any cards at all today at this rate. 133 yellows handed out by John Beaton this season, 4 less than last year overall.
I have to say, I felt that a wee bit about Willie Collum with the Hamilton game a couple of weeks ago, because he was well over.
So stop-start, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was well over how many cards he'd given out last season as well, and it refereed something like 2 games less. So
this game has been allowed to flow a lot better. You have to say that. Oh, Clark was free. What a chance for Nicky Clark. This is McMullen, challenged by Hodgson. Now the counter could be on. A huge moment in the game.
Yeah, Clark, I thought he was going to bury that there. Saints allowed to break though.
Mullen. Cook waits. Oh, McAllister. Oh, he's put it wide.
Did he miss? Oh, McAllister, you'd have bet your house on him at least hitting the target there.
2 golden chances for either side. Wonderful cross by Mullen. McAllister had time to shape himself, and maybe a little bit of credit goes to Seagrass, the goalkeeper.
I mean, you can see it here, he just wraps his foot around it just that wee bit too much. There's not very much of an angle there.
Yeah, he gave himself a lot of work to do.
I mean, he hits it with his standing foot, Nicky Clark. That's how badly he's missed the shot there.
But at the other end, Nicky Clark with the miss kick.
So unlike him.
Well, second half finally springs into life. Tremendous chances for both sides. Ball had gone out of play there.
Loving that the Dundee United fans are hitting out with it. You're only here to see United chanting. We've been saying all these statistics about Oran Kearney bringing the best attendances.
Yeah.
Slightly similar chance that McAllister had there to the one that he actually scored here against Hamilton a couple of weeks ago.
Right,
yeah, it was, yeah.
Dundee United are preparing their first change of the afternoon. 7 minutes or so, or 8 minutes or so, sorry, into this second half. Maybe Peter Pollitt too is about to come on, the former Aberdeen winger. McGuinness shaping up there, but it's a poor effort.
That was poor. We can't afford to waste chances like that. You know, you really need to either hit the target or, you know, play the ball out.
Yeah, there you go, Jamie Robson. It's gone off. It looks like that knock maybe a wee bit more severe than we thought it was, and Peter Pollitt coming on. But as you say, Kyle McGuinness, he's not. I mean, is the shooting from distance his best attribute when we see him score goals? I mean, the Motherwell goal was a decent distance out, and it was a thumping finish.
Not as far as that though, was it?
Not quite, no.
And he was kind of running straight at the goal as well. Maybe he needed more of an angle on it.
Pollitt joined on a free from MK Dons, where he was also playing under Robbie Nielsen until January last year when Nielsen left Dons. Clark on the ball there. This is Pollitt's first touch in towards Harks. He nods it down looking for Safranco. No free kick either way here. Dundee United fans behind the goal furious at John Beaton's decision once again to just allow play to continue. Did
Popescu get booked in that wee altercation earlier on? It says in the on the match page online that he's been booked.
I have to say, I didn't see it myself.
I didn't notice the referee bringing out the card either.
See that either, no.
Second half, allegedly, Dundee United have been bossing possession so far, but St Mirren the only goal attempts.
This is Nicky Clark. Pollock waits out wide. Booth goes ahead of him, but Pollock, first chance to have a go here at McGinney's. Spare out to Booth!
And that definitely didn't come off his arm.
No, that never. That was a clear
Kenzie, I think it came off last, wasn't it? United with their first corner of this second half. Over goes Paul McMullen to take it, the ex-St Mirren player. 11 minutes into the second half. Still one apiece. But two great chances for both sides. First for Clark and then for McAllister for Saints. Kenzie away, it's picked up by Pollock on the edge of the box. Hodson blocks.
I mean, there was about 3 players down in the box there looking for a foul as well.
Saints just sitting in here, being urged by the supporters to come out and press. McMullen up against Paul McGinn, takes it inside.
That was the first corner of the match as well.
Hit by Watson, away by Baird. Cook needs to clear it, only as far as Ian Harks. Saints can't get out of the danger area here. Headed down and away by McKenzie, but it's still not properly cleared. McMullen and Hodson's clearance now hooked away by McGuinness. Saints need to get up the park.
It was really well done that by Lee Hodson, filling in his defensive duties as well when you're that wide man. Him and Paul McGinn on this near side as well to do that very well, getting back but also being able to push forward and support the attack.
There's a fair bit of pressure, the Saints defence soaked up there.
If you're Oran Kearney right now, Chris, who do you bring on to change things up?
I don't know, Ryan Flynn maybe. You know, in terms of striking, it's really Nazen, isn't it? Maybe Cammy McPherson. But I don't know, who would you take off?
That's it. I mean, you want Danny Mullen for taking a penalty just in case it gets that long in. And Cody Cook, of course, scoring the hat-trick. If he gets the chance, he can take it.
Pesco to take this St Mirren free kick, and finally that spell of Dundee United pressure is over. Come out to McAllister. That's a poor pass given away to Reynolds. Clark trying to head it down. Well watched by Paul McGinn, good play. McAllister, Paul McGinn going ahead of him. Cook and Mullen getting into the box, it's over everyone's head. Hodson may well get there.
He had to get it in early there, McGinn, but St Mirren still have possession, as you say, with Hodson.
Hodson, good work. Chips it in. Connolly's header. And then Buchanan's header. He had so much more time than he realised there. That hit Buchanan. And Oran Kearney shouting the instructions from the touchline here as Hodson goes to pick up the ball. Pesco will take this throw. Looks like it's going to be a long one into the penalty area here. Gary McKenzie is into the box now.
That's of course how they got that goal against Motherwell right at the end of the game.
Yep.
McGuinness waiting on the edge of the box for it. He scored that crucial equaliser late on at Fir Park. So over McKenzie's head, it's back in. Cleared away by Reynolds.
Dundee United just crowding St Mirren out there.
Paul McGinn there just trying to get the shot away. I think he's maybe trying to lay it off as well because he's maybe not as confident.
McKenzie still up for it there. Buchanan coolly heading it back towards Siegrist in the United goal. Almost an hour gone. Siegrist looks like he's going to have to go long with this one. Franco coming in there on McKenzie, and
be a booking, yeah.
After his third bad foul of the afternoon, finally Savanko goes into the book.
Gary McKenzie has really taken a sore one there. That's, I mean, right through him.
Can't seem to go through a game right now without taking a sore one, Gary McKenzie.
I mean, I think there is a little bit of concern here for Gary McKenzie. That was a really bad challenge from Safranco. I mean, to be fair to him, he has eyes only for the ball, but McKenzie, he's gone right through him.
Yeah, this might well be time up this time round. And Anton Ferdinand, probably the most likely candidate to come on here to replace
Of course, the only issue is Anton's not played a game for how long, you know, in such a creation. But the other thing is, you know, could you put Muzek on, maybe Paul McGinn into the centre defence? I'm not sure.
These are the dilemmas that you have as a manager, aren't they?
Now, we've seen Paul McGinn play centre defence a few times, so Muzek may be the option that Oran Kearney goes for, but I have to say, on this occasion, it really doesn't look like Gary McKenzie is going to be able to continue, as was the case here against Hamilton a couple of weeks ago, and it's so unfortunate because he's been absolutely wonderful since coming back from long-term injury.
And the thing is, no, McKenzie will want to play on, but you know, the clubs have to be careful.
I think that's the point where the clubs just go, you've done this so many times already that it's maybe just one too many for you, Gary.
I mean, it's something in football that isn't always taken as seriously as they do in other sports like rugby. When someone goes out and they're knocked out cold like that, you really do have to take them off and make sure they're okay.
Well, he's back on his feet.
Having a wee chat with the
I think
ref here.
unbelievably once again, well, I was going to say he was going to stay on. He is going to stay on.
Wow.
I mean, you see in the rugby games at times they take the player off for an injury substitution for 4 or 5 minutes to make sure that they aren't concussed or anything like that, and that he is okay to continue before they change them back round.
Certainly hope he is okay. Incredible bravery showing here, and what an effort he's making for the team and for the cause. For St Mirren here, he's going to take the free kick as well, I think. He's unbelievable, he really is, but what a servant he's been to the club, and it could be his last game today. He doesn't want to go out without a fight. Not a bad ball at all. Cook went down. Hodson. Cook is there for support. Decent cross into the box, not dealt with really well at all by United. Booth clears for the corner.
Callum Booth just heading a wee bit of panic, indecision by the keeper, and Booth not quite sure who's going for it. Someone play the short corner.
McAllister chips it in. It's not a great cross at all, a bit of a waste, and that'll be a free kick.
Oh, it's just pointless, isn't it? Pointless. I think he's probably more angry at himself there for the first ball in because it was a wasted one.
It's quickly taken. Popescu heads it away. Hodson under pressure there from McMullen, and he just had to get rid of that. You can feel the tension just starting to build up again around the Simple Digital Arena with so much at stake for both clubs.
I just get the feeling the next goal is the winning goal, you know. Obviously, I'm just praying it's for St Mirren. But yeah, there is a kind of slight nerviness, which didn't seem to be there even in the first half, but as we're getting closer to that final whistle.
These are two football clubs that believe they should be in the top flight of Scottish football. Here's McMullen. Pollock getting into the box. It's going to be a United corner.
I think we've seen a couple of corners in the second half, something that didn't happen in the first half. What we've not seen really is the kind of top quality chances that we had in the first half for Danny Mullen. Obviously the penalty. There's been one really, well, two if you count the Nicky Clark. I mean, he doesn't even catch it with the foot he means to.
Could be a big moment here. Watts has got a free header, and it goes wide. Now what's the decision? It's going to be another Dundee United corner. Goodness me.
I'm not sure if the keeper saved or it came off for United.
We've got a better view of it here. He's totally free. Cody Cook there, miles away from it. He can't even see if the keeper saves it or not. I mean, he must have if the referee's given the corner.
St Mirren falling asleep there. Similar corner, this time Mullen goes into header away, much better from Saints, but United will come again. McMullen showing his pace. It's a good challenge and a goal. Well dealt with.
Super challenge. That is exactly what you need in that kind of circumstance, under so much pressure. If he doesn't get this right, not either Paul McMullen beats him and he's in the box, chance to get the ball across, maybe get a shot away himself. Otherwise it's a foul, and it's a decent opportunity for Dundee United, but he's not only has he done it perfectly, got the foot to the ball, he's got the deflection on it as well.
Just looking at that Watson chance again, Hladky did save it. And what an important save it is.
Yeah, and it was a perfect header, wasn't down bouncing off the ground.
Hodgson. Mullen goes back to try and win it. It's not ideal from Gary McKenzie, but he just had to get rid of it there.
You know, Hodgson, another player who's come back after a real, kind of lengthy layoff with injury, and all credit to him as well.
Oh, wonderful work by McGuinness there. Just couldn't find Cook.
Final ball again, isn't it?
I wonder if Lee Hodgson ever worked with Robbie Nielsen, because he was at MK Dons as well a couple of seasons ago before he signed for Rangers.
Right.
Mullen with the challenge this time, gets it out to Paul McGinn. Saints probably just need a spell of possession on the ball just to get rid of any momentum that United have. That's a wonderful pass for McAllister. McAllister goes himself.
Had to, Cody Cook. It was, I don't know if he was brought down or if he slips, but
what a pass that was. And McAllister maybe just checks back. A couple of players around the edge of the box, but
looks like Osman So's about to come on for Dundee United as well.
He was pretty ineffective on Thursday. I'm not trying to tempt fate here, but so, on Thursday night, he didn't have the greatest of games.
Well, he has scored just the one goal for Dundee United since arriving at Tannadice. He also joined from Nielsen's club, and
clearly offside that time.
So's going to come on here for United. It's their second change.
And again, the longer it stays level here, 22, 23 minutes left, do you want to make changes in advance of extra time? Do you want to make changes to try and go and win the game right now? Do you keep those substitutions back for extra time?
That's why Owen's paid to be manager, isn't it? Obviously Robbie Nielsen's feeling he's got to go for it just now.
Of course, there is that extra full substitution in extra time now, so that takes away part of the decision if you need to.
So Nicky Clark, the goal scorer for United, goes off, and there is Osman So, who has become popular with the United fans, and he'll be very, very popular if he were to play a part in their promotion here. Steve McGinn, good play, but once again just having to get rid of possession. You can sense that a little bit of frustration around the ground here, just got to stay with the team as much as they can. This is no normal game of football. Peter Pollitt and Booth getting forward again. Baird in the way of the cross. Still Booth. That should be Hladky's, and it's at the side netting.
It's not a good ball at all.
They'll take those all day long.
Lauren Kearney said earlier on in the week that he feels that this playoff final should be played as a one-off game. That's what this is essentially turned into, and it's got that feel now, hasn't it? With 20 minutes to go of normal time, we are currently heading towards that extra 30 minutes.
You do see it quite a lot around about Europe, where they have the one-off game either for a Europa League playoff or sometimes it's the teams in the second tier have a two-legged playoff to decide who is that one team that goes to the ground of the top flight team and has that 90 minutes to earn themselves promotion.
It's almost as if both teams just wanted to get to this game and get to the second leg and really go for it. Petescu doing well to regain possession. Cook pushed back away from goal by Mark Reynolds, but he's got to move the ball on. It's Mackenzie, who certainly looks to be absolutely fine after that Safranco challenge. Back it goes to Hladky.
So cool under pressure there as well. He gets that pass spot on to Hladky, and it's a nice height from him as well that he can take it down.
That was Stephen McGinn playing it back there.
Saints doing a decent job of holding on to possession, but it's all about ensuring they don't make that slack pass and allow themselves to be put under pressure. Hladky decides to go long. McAllister is there. I think he'll get to this too. In goes Mullen, did well. Hodson gets the bounce to the ball, and again. He's done well, Lee Hodson. Here is McGuinness. Paul McGuinness out wide. Jack Baird. McAllister's trying to take it past Harks. He's got it again, no. This is where he's dangerous. Squares it back.
No one there. No one there.
No particular pace, and the ball has come out to Stephen McGinn.
No, he's got under it all the way there.
I think the less said about that one, the better, really.
Yeah, it's just like someone they're just a wee bit devoid of ideas up top now, aren't they?
They need some of that kind of impetus that they had against Hamilton. I mean, they really went for it in that game. Granted, they had the man's advantage for such a long time. But they need to do it more often than not against 11 men.
I suppose the Hamilton thing, at least they knew it couldn't get any worse for them because they were in the playoff at worst, and this is where we are. This is different because if we lose today, then we drop down.
And you could see when McAllister got that goal, it just released all the pressure from Saints, didn't it? And
really
from
did.
the stands as well, it meant so much.
That shot from Stephen McGinn there was St Mirren's 10th attempt on goal in the game. They haven't had one on target in the second half, sadly. But again, still dominating possession, 62-38, and that's just in the second half.
Here's Cody Cook. That'll be a foul and another yellow card.
Yeah.
That Mark Connolly over there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
A United player down here, don't know what's going on here.
It's a silly one. It was just off camera there as well in the replay. You couldn't, granted it was a lot more zoomed in.
But United are looking at
Lisa
another
Franco who's down.
substitution here.
And he certainly looks to be in a great deal of pain. And that is going to be a worry for Robbie Nielsen. They are going to prepare that third and final change. It's probably not a change that Nielsen would have wanted to make at this point, despite that potential fourth change that they could be able to make in extra time should we get there.
I should point out that the playoff final's only once gone to extra time, and that was the very first one.
I said it was actually Buhena in the wars there.
This is the time as well in a game when the supporters can make such a difference. You just hear them getting up behind their team in this little quiet spell. Can help keep the players on their game
just
because
focus and energised, isn't it? Yeah.
Does that say 19? Yeah, yes it does.
Substitution for Dundee United, field number 19, Rashid Buena.
It's Callum Butcher who's going to come on.
Taking his
The
time
Hennis
moving
had a
off.
kind of quiet game, hasn't it, in comparison with Thursday night?
This as well is something that's going to change from next season. Of course, the physio there's taking him off at the nearest, almost the nearest point, because it's the easiest way when he's injured like that, and he can treat him quicker. From next season, that's where the substitutions are all going to be taken off, is at the nearest point, unless it's a safety thing, so you don't want someone walking past the away support, depending on who the away support is and where the game is being played, of course.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect anything bad like that to happen in Scotland, I don't think, but the referee has the option to say no, just go off at the other side, so they don't have to.
So we had a long wait for the free kick. It was a waste, and the end from Kyle McAllister, and he gives it away for So to clear. Butcher is in his second spell at Tannadice, and United have now used all three of their subs in normal time. Booth under pressure, he's giving that to Cook!
Oh! Great save by the keeper, he made himself big because Cook was straight through there.
Siegrist did so well, didn't he? Goodness me.
There wasn't really a lot on for Cody Cook as well. He had to take the shot. The keeper was right on top of him because that's where Butcher's meant the pass to go, but it's a chance.
Pollitt. Oh, Baird did well. Now he needs help here. There's McAllister. States need to get bodies forward and they're not really getting them forward with a great deal of urgency. McAllister just holds it up. He's trying to win the set piece. He will get the throw in. The chances in this game are just coming out of nothing, aren't they?
Yeah, really. It's one of these things. Is it a mistake that's going to define the game? The penalty is a mistake. Connolly's slice ball for Mullen's goal was a mistake.
Fine margins in a game like this. Kyle McGuinness. Baird swings it in. Flag is up for offside.
Difficult to say from our angle whether or not Cody Cook was offside, but I mean, he's some height when he gets jumping for that, isn't he? He's massive.
Still no sign of any activity in the St Mirren bench.
Well, Oren did make his first change until stoppage time on Thursday evening.
You don't really notice it about Oren Kearney when you see him on the touchline like that either, but he's a really tall man as well.
And Danny Mullen came on right at the end of the game at Tannadice. Certainly don't see him going off anytime soon. He's been a wonderful asset for Saints this afternoon. A really, really good performance. Workhorse attitude that endeared him to the Saints fans early on in his spell here last year. Tom again in a tight space, but he did well to squeeze it through to McGuinness, who gets the free kick.
I think Butcher there, it's a silly one again as well, a late challenge.
Yeah, because you'd have thought there wasn't really anywhere he was going with the ball.
He just needs to, I mean, there he just needs to be measured about the pressure that he puts on his opponent.
Oh, this has been a good run. Well spotted by Gary McKenzie. Mullen!
Oh, how did the keeper save that?
Just a superb reaction save.
A bit like Thursday night. I don't think the keeper knew much about that, but as you say, Stephen, here we see it coming in.
It's a lovely ball in.
Sorry about that, it was Paul McGinn who came in.
Yeah, just great header again, down off the ground. The keeper saves Dundee United there.
I mean, that could have went anywhere as well, the way he punches it up, but magnificent.
McAllister to take the corner. We really need a good delivery here, Kyle. That's better, or at least it looked better anyway. Stephen McGinn will retrieve it. It's going to be a goal kick. Oh no, the corner's been given.
Yeah, Stephen McGinn was very confident that it was a corner there, and even if it's hard to tell from here, but that confidence can sometimes sway the referee's decision.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he maybe has got that one right, to be fair, because there was no protestation from the Dundee United players.
Well, I don't know how you feel at home or whatever you're watching us this afternoon, but it is getting very tense and very nervy inside the Simple Digital Arena with just over 11 minutes left to go before extra time.
Game, I am really starting to feel nervous now.
Up goes McKenzie. There's a foul being given against the central defender.
Someone do get the ball in the net, but the free kick had already been given. Yeah, I do feel nervous now, Daniel, I'll be honest, because it's so tight and so close.
How do you decide there who gets the free kick? I mean, they both have hold of each other's shirt. They both get the arms round each other. One's as bad as the other, isn't it?
It just seems to be in that situation that the benefit of the doubt always goes in favour of the defender, doesn't it?
In the box, it's probably better to do that. Granted, we saw a couple of weeks ago at Rugby Park, Alex Bruce fouled by David Gray after Gray had been told by the referee explicitly not to do that.
Osman So, first chance for the big striker to get himself into the game since coming on. Harks. Paul McGinn's clearance. Mullen. Because he didn't feel like he had any other option
maybe
there.
He had more time to look up. You know, he could have maybe played it across to McAllister here.
10 minutes to go. And that is the image that sums up how we're all feeling at the moment. It is nail biting indeed. But Oran Kearney still focused on the touchline.
Alan Muir there just having a wee word with Oran Kearney as well, just telling him to get back inside the box.
That will be a free kick against United as Mullen
Yeah, and does, you know,
went down.
is it worth making a substitution just now? Just, you know, if it goes to extra time, we'll save it for then.
It's the debate we've had ourselves, but it's hard to pick out who would actually come off.
Yeah.
Get the feeling Oran feels the same way.
For me, I would think maybe one of the Kyles and Flynn on possibly.
Again over the top for Hodson. Just to bring it under control. That's stayed in. And Hodson goes down. No foul.
Saints keep possession.
Oh, Popescu.
That was a slack one, wasn't it? No need for that.
McMullen. In goes Jack Baird. He needs to get back. Gives Pollitt in some space. We know what he can do. That's a dangerous player as Booth goes on the overlap. McKenzie tries to keep up with him. Fladke keeps a hold of it.
Eventually, yeah, that Fladke not doing the nerves of the St Mirren fans any good there.
It's great distribution out to McAllister. What can he do with the ball here? McGuinness. Paul McGinn supporting him now. Saints need players through the middle. McGuinness loses it. Sold short there by Paul McGinn. It's Dukins Nazon is about to come on for St Mirren. And
well, he's going to go up there and just throw his weight about, isn't he?
it's a real show of intent. One of the parts of the display is just managed to make it way into our commentary position here in the West Stand, and Saints are going to make that change.
At 23, it's Kyle McAllister that's going off.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not maybe had the impact we would have hoped for today, and he's not through lack of trying.
No, definitely not. I mean, McAllister's had a couple of decent chances. He took that offside finish really well in the first half. Was unlucky that, I mean, he was marginally offside. It was so close. If he times his run, I mean, there isn't much you can do to time it any better. It's just one of those things.
So the Duck comes on for his first game in quite a few weeks.
Kyle McAllister will head back to Dundee. So Nazon comes on.
The Duck has, we know he's got physical ability.
And he's on the ball now. The big Haitian went for a shot.
Yeah, he's just trying to get right his name into the books too early there, wasn't he? He'd have been better playing that out.
Oh, he's done well to win the ball back, but he's actually been penalised for the challenge. Kyle McAllister going back to Derby County. At the moment it will be his last game in his second St Mirren spell, but a couple of crucial goals since his return. That winner against Alloa in the cup here, the opening goal against Hamilton a couple of weeks ago. Saints fans have been delighted to have him back in Paisley.
Of course, St Mirren have got a kind of slight interest in what's happened down in Wembley just now. Same score there, 1-1.
Sunderland and Charlton looking to go for a repeat of that incredible 1998 playoff final. Meanwhile, it could be a chance on here for Saints. Ball gone out for a corner.
Yeah, it was out.
For United rather. 6 minutes to play. Chris Gallen can't watch.
I'm just so nervous. We just need to be solid here. We just not do anything foolish.
McMullen to take it. You're not the only one. I can see folk pulling their jackets up above their eyes.
People just sitting with their hands over their eyes.
John Beaton just ensuring there's no infringements in the penalty area as this corner is about to be taken. It's headed away. United looking for a penalty.
I think it was more chance of it possibly being a foul the other way around. Difficult to say. There were a few bodies in the road.
Cam McGuinness is coming off now, and there is Mateo Muzek who's going to come on.
Oh, that's a strange one. I thought it might have brought Flynn on.
Sorry.
I think he's maybe trying to get organised for extra time here as well.
Yeah.
He wants to have the chance for the players to get warmed up in time, get the speed of the match. Muzek, I think, has got the ability, the quality that he can get down the wing, he can play the ball in. It just depends on how does he set things up now, where exactly will he play.
What does Hodgson do now? Because
Hodgson or McGinn, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them has to go to a different position, or unless he plays Muzek right up top.
So Franco at the back post there. No foul. Should be dealt with by Saints here.
I think everyone thought there was a foul there, including some young players.
I think it would have been a wee bit soft if there's going to be one there. I mean, he cuts across the runner. What does he think is going to happen? I mean, it's a silly thing to do because, yeah, you are going to clip the heels, aren't you? Again, it can win you a free kick and can be a really smart thing and keep the momentum going.
Just under 4 minutes left here.
Oh, Pollitt slipping at the last second.
Yeah.
Saints fans
Looking for a booking for diving there, aren't they, Saints fans?
feel it, yeah, it was him going over too easily. In fact, yeah, I think it was. He did try to throw himself down.
He's going down there before he even touches Jack Baird. That's a shocker.
Should have been booked. Saints have a throw in on the far side in the United penalty area. Sorry, in the United half, I should say.
Saints just need to watch for the break here. Understand, want to get players up. Just under 3 minutes to go here, plus whatever stoppage time.
We know how St Mirren like a late goal as well,
Oh.
Chris.
My heart can't take much more of this.
The long one goes in, up goes McKenzie. And the break could well be on here, as you say. Chris, it's Pollard on the ball.
Stephen McGinn, don't be silly about it.
Advantage is played. This is Paul McMullen. 3 in the box for United. Cross is blocked. And
Really
McGinn
well
will be
done
shown
by
the yellow
Muzek.
card.
I think he's hurt himself in the challenge as well, but again, it's a brilliant block by Muzek, not letting Paul McMullen get what he wants, and it stops the chance as well, because if you don't let the ball get in the box, then there isn't a chance for the header or a nice finish.
I think McGinn's maybe the wee pull in the groin in there by the looks of it.
So McGinn is booked, but doesn't look too positive for the captain here. It may well be time for Ryan Flint to come on now.
The thing is, it's not the time for a player in the field that can't give 100%, is it?
Harks does well to hold on to it. McMullen squares it back. Saints need to get it clear. But it is United putting all of the pressure on at the end here.
You can see when Harks there was in and amongst them again, the two of them were pulling the sharps, and it just broke out for Dundee United better than it did St Mirren.
Reynolds with the diagonal ball, and it will be a goal kick. A minute left of normal time here, and all eyes on the fourth official to see
Why would you give the ball it?
how many minutes will be added on. A free kick has been given.
I think it's Anton Ferdinand is about to come on, the final substitution for St Mirren.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, it's Anton Ferdinand that stands up there.
Of course, the thing about Ferdinand, vast experience.
And he's only going to have to play half an hour at the moment, plus
Yeah.
however many minutes of stoppage time there is.
So we are in those 90 minutes now, and the fourth officials board goes up. 5 minutes. 5 minutes have been added on here.
Mackenzie down for such a long time, didn't we?
And all the substitutions as well.
So wins the ball fairly according to the referee. It's a good challenge.
And Mackenzie's not finishing this game.
United are furious.
Rightly so, the referee stopped play when the ball's been out there. He shouldn't, I have to say, he shouldn't have been kept on after that injury he picked up earlier on. I think that's just the toll being taken on him now, that he should have been off earlier on and Anton Ferdinand should have come on then.
Well, it was a calculated risk from both Mackenzie's point of view and St Mirren's.
I understand why Dundee United are frustrated, but the referee has to stop play.
I mean, if it's
in
all
that
the way
instance.
round, we'd have been frustrated. But
and it's not as if the ball didn't go out.
No.
Yeah, just another shot to the head. And the game was up. That time for Gary Mackenzie, unfortunately. So we have 5 minutes of added on time. And that may well be extended now due to the
It will be, definitely.
To the injury here. Moussa Sow is also struggling here. He's on the ground for United. I think Mackenzie's actually been opened up this time by the clash of Moussa Sow. It is just a clash of heads, nothing more. But Mackenzie's clearly come off worse this time.
It's number 6, Gary Mackenzie.
Getting a standing ovation.
Well, if this is the end of Gary Mackenzie's St Mirren career, he has put everything in possible, not just today but over the last few games.
It's just heart and soul, isn't it, from Mackenzie? It really is.
Anton Ferdinand to replace him.
Gary's replaced by number 35, Anton Ferdinand.
That's Anton's first start for a long time, isn't it? What a pressured situation to come into straight away.
The good thing is he has the experience to, he's done this time and time again. So
Ferdinand won the playoff final with West Ham United, I believe, in 2005. Yep. He knows what it is like to play in this sort of situation. Although that was in front of about 70,000 people at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Slightly different surroundings here. But the stakes are just as high. So we are into stoppage time. 5 minutes were added on initially, but I get the feeling we might play a couple of minutes extra added on to that. So still time for someone to win it. Stephen McGinn is on the ball. Nazon trying to stay onside, but it's going to go out for a throw-in.
You know, just try and work it down the wing, get that ball in, and someone near the end of it.
That's almost into the 5th minute of added on time already, just because of that stoppage.
Maybe we'll get to the 100-minute mark here. Unbelievable pressure on both teams here.
I suppose it's value for money for St Mirren TV viewers. This pay for 90 minutes and you're going to get 120.
It's one way of putting it, Stephen.
Can they take the stress, so? Because I don't think I can.
Nazon gets onto it. He's been flagged offside.
I mean, he hasn't a decent amount of space there, Nazon. Is he offside? Is he onside? We'll hopefully get a better view of it from this. Oh, it's very tight, I think.
I think he is.
Yeah. I mean, there is from the cut of the grass there, you can see one of the Dundee United defenders just that wee half-yard back. That's almost, but I think the front foot on Nazon, just as he's trying to get advanced, is the offside, is the offending article that's offside.
That was a wasted ball by Dundee United keeper there, just playing it down and out.
Yeah, Paula absolutely playing for that there off Popescu.
Same as the previous one against Jack Baird, wasn't it?
This is Ferdinand. Again out to Baird, well played. Mullen's the target, he gets onto it. Cook, Mullen goes ahead of him. Cook couldn't just squeeze it through to him there.
Of course, we don't have the creativity of McGuinness or McAllister now.
Did really well to recover there, Muzek, after the wee slip, almost loses the ball. Makes sure Dundee United can't get a quick counter on from it.
Free kick has been given in the Dundee United half. Connolly went down. I think it was Nazem just coming in late there. It's full time.
A wee bit harsh that from John Beaton. I feel, I mean, Nazem's getting in there to block the ball and turns away from Connolly. The collision inevitable. A wee bit harsh that there's the.
It is full time in the Premiership playoff final second leg, which means we have 30 more to play. St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. Both goals coming in the first half, and a few minutes for both sides to gather themselves, get some fluids on board. But well, we've already had 180 minutes of pretty pulsating football. We have another half an hour to go here, folks, and we certainly hope you can stay with us. We are not going anywhere. So at the second half, boys.
Oh, I mean, it's just so hard to predict how this is going to play out now, isn't it?
Shall we say no great for the second half, because it wasn't that good a second half, to be fair. St Mirren edged possession 55-45. 7 attempts to Dundee United's 3, but there were only 4 on target overall between the two teams. We got a couple of corners, which was something we didn't get in the first half, but neither side was really able to carve out a proper goal scoring opportunity. Apart from that one Nicky Clark had, and then seconds later up the other end that Kyle McAllister should have scored.
Yep.
That was the 2 chances of the 45 minutes.
So if you're Owen Kearney, what do you say?
Go and win it, boys.
That's going to be Saints are going to get underway. That was the coin toss taking place there, and Steve McGinn just trying to G up the team here.
Seen some confusion as to who's going to take the kick-off with Cody Cook.
Cody Cook will get us underway for extra time here.
And of course, as you say, Stephen, is that option of the 4th sub?
Yeah, there will be now. So who's left? Jordan Holmes, the keeper, Cammy McPherson, Ethan Arahan and Ryan Flynn.
I'm probably imagining Flynn, maybe McPherson, but Flynn for, you know.
I mean, that's if they want to use it as well.
Yeah.
Of course, Dundee United still got Frederick Franz, Sam Stanton, keeper Ross Laidlaw, and someone who used to ply their trade here as well, Cammy Smith on the bench.
Yeah, I wonder what sort of reaction Cammy Smith would get if he came on. Of course, a big fan favourite here.
It's on. It's done well to find Muzek with the chip pass as we get on for this period of extra time. It's still Nazon. Chipping it into a nothing area there.
Yeah, I think he thought Paul McGinn was maybe at the far side of the box there.
Straight away there, Nazon, he's got one idea in his head. I'm going to work an opportunity and I'm going to shoot.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't happen, and he has to think, okay, what do I do now? And that's what's let him down, is he hasn't anticipated the need for a plan B.
I think that's his one weakness. He's always looking for the goal. Sometimes you say, Steve, you need to think about, yeah, but what are my options here? And he doesn't always think that through fully.
I mean, it's an instinct thing as well, right? You don't get a lot of time to think about it on a football field. And the thing is, when he's playing for Haiti, a lot of the teams that are in the CONCACAF regions and playing the Caribbean Cup and things, a lot of them, it's part-time players that are based in the country that they grew up on, the island that they've lived in all their lives, that they don't always get a chance like he does.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for staying with us here on St Mirren TV as the season draws to a huge climax. This is Muzek, did well to bring it down. As on. Just the one goal for St Mirren. If he was to grab another one here, It will be huge. And this one cuts it back. Oh, goodness me.
That was nearly an own goal by
Mark Connolly
yeah.
almost made the ultimate mistake of putting the ball into his own net. The reactions from Siegrist were brilliant, you have to say.
Siegrist has been his couple of stunning saves today. But yeah, Connolly again just
Totally
showing under
clearance.
pressure.
So a chance right at the start of the first period of extra time for Saints to go ahead. It's a poor corner again. It's time from Hodson.
It's one thing, you need that delivery to be on point, and at this time in a big game that can be the difference. I mean, Mark Connolly, they're seeing it again, he's totally messed that up, doesn't know which foot to go with.
Yep.
In the completely wrong position for the
You just want to try and put him under more
clearance.
pressure, don't you? Because I think he's a real weakness in the United defence, Connolly.
I mean, there are a lot of keepers in that situation that would get caught out. Fair credit to Benjamin Siegrist that he's been on top there and got the save.
Paul winning the throw in there for Dundee United as they have their first foray forward in extra time. And you go back to 2 years ago at Easter Road when Saints got that 1-1 draw to stay in the Championship thanks to Rory Loy's equaliser against a team that had run away with the Championship, Hibernian. So there's a different set of circumstances here.
Bad news for Jack Ross as well, because Charlton have won that playoff at Wembley. You wonder what sort of pressure that puts Jack Ross under, because the expectation was Sunderland would come back up this season.
Well, they were expected to really push for the automatic promotion places.
The game's in hand to do it at one time, it just doesn't always work out for
Yeah,
you.
it just seemed that was it the last 5 games or something, they just fell away completely.
It's 2 trips to Wembley for Sunderland this season and 2 defeats.
See Ayr United for a falling away, top of the league with how many games to go, and then just blew it completely.
So they need to bring it down here, get the ball on the deck. So 4 minutes played of this first extra time period. The faces around the stadium really tell you the story.
Look at Robbie Nielsen's there as well.
It's just nerves, isn't it? It's just sheer nerves now. And you really don't, I know penalties on.
He's on going to ground.
Penalties are. That's on, just, why do that?
Silly.
I know penalties are part of the game, it's a skill and players should be up for it, but it's all just that bit of a lottery, isn't it?
You say that, Chris.
Well, having said it, if we won in penalties...
This year St Mirren have won 3 penalty shootouts. Dundee United have also been involved in 3 penalty shootouts and lost all 3 of them.
Well...
It's a very valid point, but the Betfred Cup group stages are an entirely different ideal compared to what we're facing here.
No.
But it's a good point.
Dundee United lost one of them in the Challenge Cup.
Offside flag goes up there. I suppose I was thinking about it from St Mirren's point of view.
This is true. They got their season off to a good start, those penalty shootouts, because it meant they went into the second round. Didn't quite work out for them after that.
Well, first time Saints had ever reached the second round of the Betfred Cup. Well, that's one thing for Alan Stubbs to be remembered for.
Is there anything else?
No comment. Cody Cook trying to latch onto that one. It's away by Siegrist. Stephen McGinn brings it down, he did well. It's caught from behind the loot light there by Callum Butcher, but it's a throw into Dundee United. Who is going to step up and take the initiative here in this playoff final. Moussa Sow striding forward. Ferdinand did well. Harks. And Reynolds out to Connolly. Made that a little bit awkward there for Mark Connolly, I thought. Watson.
Some are just sitting maybe a bit deep for my liking.
Good communication there.
Yeah, just letting that go through back to the goalkeeper, and that is the experience that Anton Ferdinand brings. I suppose if you're going to have to bring a central defender on at this stage in any game, a player like Anton Ferdinand is one that's going to be able to try and keep the head. You got to say.
There's a couple of Dundee United fans there with holding their shirts and swinging them in the air. And I don't know if it's quite warm enough for
the braver man than I could ever be. Sun once again has disappeared. It's going to be a St Mirren ball here. It's under halfway through this first period of extra time. How's the Heart doing? Another Saints throw. Good work by Cook this time. Just edging Saints forward. Going to go long here, I think. Lee Hodson showing for it.
Just ran into a three-man wall, United defenders there.
That's well intercepted by Anton Ferdinand. Here's Popescu. Steve McGinn flick back to Nazon. Hodson very much playing through the middle now. Mullen went for the shot. And comes Nazon from behind again. He's just got to be careful in the zone because he's committing silly fouls and he doesn't want to get himself into the book here.
Yeah. Also going protesting his innocence to the ref.
It also kills all the momentum that St Mirren build up in an attack like that. I mean, it's all right to put your opponent under pressure, but committing the silly foul is the bit that ruins it.
Giving possession away, as you say, taking the pressure off Dundee United by doing so.
United fans still in good spirits in the north stand.
Mullen was held there, but the ref let play go on.
Hodson searching for Dickens. Nazon might get away from Watson here. This is Nazon. Connolly brings him down. Surely I cannot believe that's not a foul.
And then the question has to be asked, is that a last man challenge? In this instance, probably not, because there is a man covering, but you can see by the faces in the supporters, it looked like a foul. Connolly beating all ends up here.
Oh yeah, that's a foul,
and
wasn't it?
there is the trailing leg, just catches Nazon, and he's thinking exactly that. I've been fouled here, ref, what are you doing?
Nazon has stayed down at the moment.
He's gone back down. He's maybe now feeling the whatever's happened to him in the incident, but he did get up and protest because he was quite unhappy. Throw in anyway.
Looks like they're going for the long throw in here.
It's going to go long from Popescu. There's Nazon. No one waiting on the edge of the box.
Take advantage of it.
Baird just has to get rid of this here. With So in close vicinity. And that one goes away from Saints again.
Yeah, well, that was decisions like that, matches can swing on them, can't they? That's an unfortunate thing.
The stadium clock has slightly broken. 100 minutes, 0.2 it's got up at the moment and changing every 10 seconds.
No, we've got 5 minutes of this first period to go. Connolly should go back through to the goalkeeper. It's a bit of a wasted ball from Anton Ferdinand there.
It's starting to get to that stage where you see players are scared to make a mistake, aren't they? And that brings its own pressure.
Sort of situation, this environment needs a cool head. And the pressure and is on both sides here. Oh, great turn by Musa Sow. Osman Sow, I should say, but he dragged the shot wide.
Oh, that was a poor effort, wasn't it?
The thing is, it's a chance, and it's something that St Mirren at this stage you've got to keep switched on. You can't let these things happen, because the moment you switch off, like Christophe Berra in the cup final yesterday, is the minute that the goal scored.
Yeah.
Watson takes the throw. Petrescu gets there first. Ferdinand sends it forward. It bounces in the air. This is Watson with Nazon on his back. Cook with the clean challenge.
Got the man there.
Cook shoots!
Oh! Would you have been better playing it out to Mullen? I don't know.
The thing is, if it's a slightly smaller keeper, then it's an absolute belter of a strike from Cody Cook. That's destined for the top corner. The height on the keeper there, he's done really, really well to catch it and hold it as well, and not just to palm it over.
There's a couple of minutes remaining of this first extra time half, and it is still so hard to pick out. It's too close to call, and it's been,
as you say, for the neutral, it's probably very entertaining. For those of us invested, it's
emotionally draining, isn't it?
Ball just completely held up in there.
This is why we love football. For these big games, it's maybe not the kind of big game that any team from the Premiership point of view wants to be involved in. And if you get into this situation and you come out as the winner, it feels great. That ball's gone out of play, and it's actually a free kick against Danny Mullen, which he's not too pleased about.
Yeah, we're just having a few words with the linesman there.
I think the only reason he's given that there is because Danny Mullen has actually kept the ball, and otherwise it's you can just give the goal kick, which is more often than not what happens. Flip side of the argument is, shouldn't the defender stand up to the challenge and be a bit stronger? As a physical contact sport, you can't just it's not like basketball, for example.
Out goes Ferdinand to win that. So Franco chasing this. Ball had gone out of play. Just worth mentioning, I know it's a fair bit into the game. We do apologise for the lack of match graphics this afternoon, so we're trying to keep you up with the time situation as often as we possibly can, as McGinn gets possession back for Saints, but he's in a very difficult situation here. Saints do very well to get themselves out of. Mullen driving that forward towards Cook, and that is half time, and extra time still poised at one apiece here at the Simple Digital Arena. 15 more minutes to play, and then we have the lottery of a penalty shootout.
Providing no goals, Daniel.
Nobody likes penalties, though, to be fair, not in this kind of pressure situation. What you want is, you want one of these two teams to grab the opportunity that they have in this next 15 minutes, go and get that goal, win the game on merit, and not have to rely on maybe just one player being slightly better than anyone.
I would contradict you there, Stephen. We want St Mirren to grab the advantage, not win it.
The man makes a good point. Well, here's a look at that Nazon challenge again that Mark Connolly was not penalised for, and it's worth remembering that if Connolly had, if that was a foul, Connolly surely would have had to have gone for a second yellow there.
I don't think was
Nazon,
that a foul.
Did he leave the leg trailing?
So the change of ends. Look at Paul McGinn.
Paul McGinn coming across again.
Urging for that support from the Saints fans here. 15 more minutes to go in extra time. Danny Mullen has been given man of the match inside the stadium this afternoon. Hard to argue with that, but it is all about who can grab this game by the scruff of the neck. Who can do it? And if they are going to do it, will they do it in extra time? The noise levels rise once again around the Simple Digital Arena Dundee United will get us underway for the second period of extra time.
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't foresee extra time today.
The way the second half went, there wasn't much option.
No.
This is Callum Booth on the ball with Mullen putting the pressure on. It's a really good ball up the line here for Safranco. Ferdinand just needs to get this cleared, and it might come out to Cody Cook here, you know. Reynolds going in, he touched the ball, and there is a St Mirren throw. Really good play from Cody Cook once again. He's running the line so well, holding up the ball, forcing the Dundee United players to make the challenge and play the ball.
He certainly is.
Cook up against Reynolds. Steve McGinn trying to find Mazon. It's gone out of play.
Oh, bit of confusion with Mazon and Music there as to who was going for that ball. But yeah, Cody Cook once again really holding things up well for the team.
Picture paints 1,000 words. Incredible tension around the ground, but
I almost feel physically sick with the tension.
Nazon, oh, he's done well. Oh, nicely flicked back here from Muzek. Cross is deflected. This is Cody Cook. It's a corner, it was deflected.
Decent effort by Cody Cook there, does really well to take the ball down.
That was a lovely back flick by Naslin as well, wasn't it?
I mean, that's what the big man can give you. See, when he is on his game and he gets on form like that,
yep.
Those are the kind of things that he can bring to a game.
Probably just been a bit too erratic this season, you say, Stephen, when he's on form like that.
Interestingly, Anton Ferdinand is staying back here as the corner goes in. Keeper's under pressure, but I think it was Jack Baird going for goal, but he was leaning back.
I suspect Ferdinand's staying back because I don't think he's got the legs to make that run back down the field in the way perhaps Mackenzie still has. And when you look at Ferdinand, he's just a solid looking massive player, isn't he?
And I mean, somebody's got to stay back as well. You might as well keep the most experienced player back.
Yeah.
Safranco was able to win that there. Ferdinand steps in. Steve McGinn searching for Dukins Nazon. Almost found him. Much better pass that time from the captain. Nazon has it now. It's been kept in play, but well, I thought it had been kept in play, but it is actually a Dundee United throw-in.
Surely Paul McMullen pulling Paul McGinn back like that. No, was it Paul McGinn? No, it was Lee Hodgson, wasn't it? Pulling him back like that in that situation where he's going to get to the ball and keep it in. If he doesn't, is a foul.
You would think so. Well, what do we know?
The laws change every day, I think. Paul McMullen appearing to be in some discomfort there, just stretching the limbs out again. It's been a long afternoon, and it's hard to remember there has only been 2 full days between the 2 games in this tie. Very, very tiring after such a long season for both sides.
Yeah, it's been a long season for Saints because they've got up against it for so much of it.
He's letting play go on.
This is Jack Baird. He's going to shoot.
Oh, did the keeper get a touch?
He did.
Yeah. Great shot.
Imagine if Jack Baird scored the winning goal.
Oh, I know.
Where's Marianne Orr when you need her?
I know.
Another Saints corner here. That was a sore one.
There's that foul again, yeah. The referee did well to let play go on.
Big delivery needed from Lee Hodgson. Straight into the air. And goes Baird. He won it. He didn't direct it towards goal. And now So gets through, but Ferdinand is there to clear it away.
Yeah, good work there by Anton Ferdinand. You could argue whether Osman Sodier's fouled Mateo Muzek, but again, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah.
10 minutes left. Penalties on the horizon. And as Stephen mentioned, only once has the playoff final gone to extra time before, and only once has it gone all the way to penalties as a result. But Nazon's through. We might not need penalties. Nazon cuts her across.
I wasn't sure if he was going to go for the shot there, but
I think he is maybe meaning to go for the shot, but he almost gets caught in two minds there, because Cody Cook and Danny Mullen are in a position. Unfortunately, it gives Dundee United possession, but they're still down in their own half and under a little bit of pressure, at least if St Mirren can keep them in there and maybe win the ball back.
I like your positivity there, Stephen.
Stephen McGinn. Almost giving it away, and then Popescu has to force her out for a throw-in. The pressure getting to the captain there.
Yeah, he was just kind of caught in two minds, wasn't he? He eventually played the ball too far ahead of himself.
This is Harks. And goes McMullen. Paul McMullen blocked by Ferdinand, and now it's a Dundee United corner. It is end-to-end stuff here.
That looks like Dundee United have called a player back. They are maybe going to make a substitution. Oh no, he sat back down in the bench, so maybe not.
You have to wonder, Stephen, if both managers are now thinking in the back of their mind about penalties, and if they have anyone to bring on that could help them in that regard. Driven in. That's Popescu's header away. The Saints don't really get out very quickly.
No, just too nervous, aren't they, to come out?
Tollett chips it in towards the back post. Connolly, Hladke is
Well
fouled.
taken by the keeper. Gets the foul as well.
Really well done. And there's so much pressure as well to hold on to that ball. We know how he likes to punch it clear, but Vaclav Hladke is a top keeper.
Nazon makes a good run across Booth, and he'll get the throw in. Wonderful play going forward from Dukas Nazon there.
I think if it does go to penalties, two very good keepers as well, isn't it?
.15 clean sheets for Benjamin Siegrist this season.
He's been a big part of Dundee United's push for promotion, hasn't he?
Forward goes Popescu for the long throw. Just over 7 minutes to go. Next goal will be crucial if it does indeed come. Headed away by Watson. Baird is waiting. Music has to get there. Oh, he's done well. Stephen McGinn with the cross. Away by Reynolds. Popescu. He curls it in. It's Hodgson. It's Nazon! Oh! It's wide.
It's a decent effort by Dukins Nazon in the circumstance. Yeah, he's curled it quite far wide actually when you see it there again. I mean, you just wish that was a Danny Mullen or a Cody Cook. You feel like they're the ones that's going to bury that into the back of the net.
Does Nazon have time to take a touch?
Probably. I mean, when you see it again, there is a bit of space, but we saw in the first half when Kyle McGuinness took that touch in the edge of the box a couple of times, there's a lot more pressure on you when you do get the shot away.
Ferdinand's header.
Oh, we did see that in the first half a couple of times. If they hadn't taken that first touch, they could maybe have put the ball in the net.
Cook is onside here. Dundee United wanted the flag to go up. This is Nazon again. Shoots, blocked. Still Nazon. Pass the ball. Stephen McGinn. You get another chance here. Baird is out wide. Baird might come through for Hodgson. Booth intercepts.
Wasted opportunity.
Up goes Stephen McGinn. Nazon was offside that time.
Nazon once again.
And he's going to be booked here. Oh, Nazon's been sent off. It's a straight red card for Dukins Nazon.
What was that for?
I confess I didn't see it, but he's holding his eye there.
Dukins Nazon is sent off in the final 5 minutes or so of this playoff final. What a twist at the end here. Let's see. Oh, that's harsh. That is incredibly harsh.
There's nothing.
He's not even thrown his elbow out. That is astonishing. What a decision to make in a game like this from John Beaton.
Quite often you see the attacking player or one of the players leading with their elbow in that situation, and sometimes, yes, there is contact. There is very, very minimal contact there with Mark Connolly. He's going to feel it, but I don't think that's, I mean, it's minimal contact at least, and the fact that he's been measured and he's jumping enough to know that he's not going to whack Connolly in the face and take him out.
That wasn't a wild flailing arm, was it?
Could be a game-changing decision from John Beaton. Saints reduced to 10 men in the dying embers of this playoff final.
Last 3 matches St Mirren have won, a player's been sent off.
Up it goes towards So, and Hladky will claim it. Well, if you thought any more twists could come into play during the open play stages of this playoff final.
The fact is his arm's almost straight by the time he hits it, so he can't really say he's leading with the elbow there, get into the face.
I have to say, I do wonder if one of the assistants has had a play there, because John Beaton didn't go straight away over to flash the red card. That he took his time, and you wonder if one of the assistants felt there was a foul there. There's going to be another card for Danny Mullen, who will see yellow this time. Dundee United will have the chance to throw it in here. We've got about 3.5 minutes left, plus any stoppages. United throwing everything forward. Booth goes behind.
Well, we'll take that all afternoon, won't we? That was a real wasted opportunity for Dundee United there. But yeah, that red card, it was harsh, really harsh.
Can Saints launch one last attack despite having only 10 men left on the park?
Prior to that red card, second half, well, extra time possession, it's been 65-35 St Mirren, 6 attempts to 2 on goal. The matches seem more even like that, but St Mirren, when they get into the advanced positions, get working the ball, they seem to be able to create the chances better than Dundee United. 19 attempts overall to 8. That man sums up everybody's feelings, doesn't he?
United getting a throw just inside their own half. Robbie Nielsen going over to retrieve the ball. Time ticking away for Dundee United though, if they want to grab the late winner, and you feel that at this stage now that unless it comes via a counter-attack, it's going to come from United if they're going to grab the goal. Reynolds. Oh, that's given away. He looked for Harks. Says might be able to launch that counter-attack. Oh, it's away from Cook.
Oh, Cook just seemed
tired
to catch
legs.
Yeah, he seemed to just catch himself here, didn't he, as he turned. It could have been such a good break as well for Saints.
A minute and a half remaining. Harks now does have the ball. Pollitt. Good work from Muzek, you have to say. Brilliant pressing. But he has to get back now. Mark Connolly certainly made himself the centre of attention this afternoon.
And to be perfectly honest, he should have been sent off, shouldn't he, for a second yellow card?
Challenge from Muzek again. Cook's going to get there. Just plays the ball forward, looking to see if Mullen can get through. Booth did really well. He just touched that behind him.
Of course, the problem for Saints just now, just not wanting to expose themselves
Hodgson
at the back too much.
Player into the corner, maybe just deciding that it's time to wind up here.
I think he was hoping Danny Mullen had made the run forward. He's not looked up to see that he's stayed back a little bit. Mullen just maybe a bit tired from the chasing down.
Final minute of extra time. Harks. It's going to go out of play.
Do you know one thing I will say about this game though? It shows why the Premiership should be expanded, because as we know, the gap between the top of the Championship and the bottom of the Premiership is not really there. St Mirren fans just trying to G the team up for one last throw here.
It is penalty
Full time.
kicks.
Not going to play any added on time. I have to say it's going to be really, really harsh to whoever loses this penalty shootout, because both teams have given it their all. I feel St Mirren have edged it over the 120 minutes, but that's the thing, they haven't been able to take that chance. Anton Ferdinand there's gone over to speak to John Beaton, and he's not happy with the red card, obviously.
No, and it's very easy to see why he's not happy. It was a very, very controversial decision. It's not really for us to pass judgment on referees, but sometimes you just know when they've got it wrong, and John Beaton, no matter how he's come to the decision there, whether it be of his own volition or with help from one of his assistants, has got it wrong there big time, and it could have been costly for St Mirren. But alas, we do go to penalties, but St Mirren probably missing a penalty taker now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. One thing I do want to say, I had a look at the penalty stats before this game, just on the off chance that it did go to penalties. I have to say I wasn't expecting it, but in the 3 penalty shootouts earlier on in the season that St Mirren had, Paul McGinn was the only person to take a penalty in all 3 and score in all 3.
McGinn possibly has been my player of the year this year for the team, because he's just showed real confidence and class. But we're down to this lottery now, aren't we? We're really down to the lottery. My heart goes out to the players stepping up to take these penalties, because
for both teams.
Yeah. Yes, it's part of their job. But if you're the player that misses that penalty that costs you the Premiership place,
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. I mean, the goalkeepers as well. The thing for them is there's absolutely no pressure on him, because you're never expected to save a penalty.
You can only be a hero as a goalkeeper, can't you?
Exactly. And that's it. Nazon's one of those players that you feel that if he does step up, he is going to be confident, and he's going to stick it in the back of the net. Stephen McGinn as well, the captain. You expect him to be able to take one.
No Simeon Jackson today, either.
It's just sod's law, isn't it? Danny Mullen as well can take a penalty.
I'm just wondering what goalmouth we're going to use to shoot into.
I would imagine the one in front of the St Mirren fans, just because that's where the camera is, the TV camera behind the goal.
And also, St Mirren, would you want to be shooting into your own fans, wouldn't you?
Definitely. But the thing is, I think there'll be a coin toss between John Beaton, they're doing it right now. You can just see him with the 2 captains, Reynolds and Stephen McGinn. So they have decided, and the way John Beaton's walking over to that side, it makes me think that's maybe where it's going to be taken. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's one positive you've got to take as we head into the shootout here, folks.
Lee Hodgson having a word with Vaclav Ladke before the penalties get taken.
United will go first. So, 5 penalties each. If they are level at the end of those 5 penalties each, it is sudden death. As simple as that. Classic penalty shootout rules. No AABB, as was trialled last season.
Looks like Dundee United going first. I'm never sure if that's the best thing, The pressure's really on to score that first one.
So, Peter Pollitt will step up first for United.
Both keepers just a wee shake of their hands there, the old goalkeepers union, because they both know, what it is to be the keeper in this position. We're just hoping Vaclav can pull off something special here.
So it all comes down to this. 180 minutes and then half an hour of extra time, and it will all be settled by 5 kicks of the ball each. Here goes Pollitt. Save by Ladke! What a start for St Mirren!
Super save there from Vaclav Ladke. Pollitt, it's a decent penalty from Peter Pollitt. Not far enough into the corner to beat a keeper of Ladke's.
Keeper guesses the right way.
Superb.
Just Paul McGinn can up to take the first one.
Yeah, it certainly is Paul McGinn. Goodness me.
I'm almost scared to look here.
Huge responsibility on Paul McGinn's shoulders. One of the trinity of brothers that has played for this football club. Can he put St Mirren in front? Yes, he can!
And that is exactly what Peter Pollitt's penalty was missing. The keeper went the right way, but it's far enough into the corner that he's not going to save it.
It is advantage St Mirren in the shootout.
So Franco coming up now.
15 goals for Sofanko this season, but no more important a strike ahead for him here. Hladky already with that penalty save to his name from Peter Pollitt.
I also think stats-wise, a player from each team usually misses one, don't they? But you need this second save.
Flags waving in the family stand behind the goal. A big run-up coming here.
Yeah, really big run-up, isn't it?
From Safranco up against Václav Hladky. Here we go. Staggered. He's done it again! Get in there, Václav Hladky!
That's just a really poor penalty from Safranco. The keeper doesn't even...
That wee stagger was ridiculous, wasn't it? Trying to throw the keeper, but you know...
sorry, I take that back. See, when you see the replay, it's a better penalty than it looked from where we were standing. But again, Hladky, he's jumped like 3 feet off his line there to get to that. How does he do that?
Popescu now stepping up for Saints. 2
defenders taking the first 2 penalties here for St Mirren. An interesting strategy. Popescu against Siegrist. Yes! 2-0 in the shootout. And there is a sense of something big about to happen here in the Simple Digital Arena. And here goes Osman Sow for Dundee United.
Those kind of penalties you just do not save. Mihai Popescu, absolutely phenomenal. Reminds me of the one that Artur Boric took against Dundee United in the League Cup semi-finals.
Václav just having a wee chat with the ref.
So
his confidence must be so high just now.
If So does not score this, then Saints will have the chance to win the shootout and stay in the Premiership. Big moment for Osman Sow to really keep United in it here. Only 1 goal for United since arriving in January. Oh, he's out! He's missed! And Mateo Muzik will step up to score the winning penalty.
Unbelievable.
Extraordinary. United, for all their quality this afternoon, for all the quality they have just lost the head in this shootout.
Oh, haven't they? Look at both benches crowded at the side of the touchline. The Saints players just waiting to run on.
Dundee United chairman cannot believe it. This is what this season has been geared towards. Mateo Muzik to win the shootout for Saints.
Oh, he hits
the post.
Well, I did say at least 1 player misses for each team. Hopefully that's our only miss.
It's penalty taking 101 though, isn't it? The first thing you've got to do is get that penalty on target. That's 2 of them now that have hit the post.
Got to hit the target. So we didn't get sweet music
we
were hoping for.
And he has to score now, doesn't he?
Must score to keep United in it.
Come on, Hladky, the fans are singing.
Here goes Booth. What a save! St Mirren staying in the Premiership. They have done it on penalties. It's Sterling is there, and here comes the fan.
What a save from Václav Hladky. Absolutely sensational.
Incredible scenes at the stadium here. I can't think of what to say. I'm so happy the fans for the second time in 2 seasons are on the pitch. It's just incredible stuff. It's just incredible.
You can hear what it means, Chris Kilgallen. You can hear what it means, everyone. Oh, don't believe it. What an afternoon. The light in the face of Tony Fitzpatrick there. It is St Mirren staying in the Premiership.
Look at that.
What scenes, as Chris said.
How confident is he that he's going straight down the middle?
Yeah.
How does he know that he's going to do that? Absolutely phenomenal save.
Listen, just a wee sec. I do have some sympathy for those pre-United fans that came down and their team were doing so well and just totally blew it in the penalty shootout. But listen, but having said that, the keeper was fantastic.
As we said before the shootout was taken, the keeper can only ever be a hero. It's never their fault. And Václav Hladky, that is exactly what he's done. Absolutely phenomenal from him.
Stephen McGinn just in front of us being embraced by St Mirren fans. He cannot believe it. I think the moment has got to him. Oh, look at that. Absolutely stunning. Well, folks,
you see what this needs to be back. I'm really in tears. I am so happy. I've seen the club relegate. I've been here, I don't know, 3 times and seen them go down, and this is just reward for what Oren and the team have done over the past couple of weeks.
The penalty shootout finishing 2-0 to St Mirren. Dundee United missed every single penalty. Vaclav Hladky, what a hero this afternoon's Stephen Bark.
He's written himself into St Mirren folklore. I mean, that man's probably, depending on how, he's here for the rest for the whole of next season, and that's the kind of foothold, the strength in the back of the team that you want to be able to build something from. If Oren Kearney stays on, he knows he doesn't need to bring in a new keeper. He's got someone there that will save them 10-15 goals a season.
That man will get a drink anywhere in Paisley he goes.
He's in for a good night tonight, exactly. Yeah.
Look at these incredible images, folks. St Mirren have done it. It was right to the last moment, and I remember. I think it was
up down in the pitch with the players there.
I think it was yourself that said it to me earlier on about the pitch invasion we had here after the with the Livingston game when Saints won the championship, about how I said how civilised and nice it was. Well, this is the complete opposite, but listen, I'm going to be asked to come off the pitch now.
Best of mood, isn't it?
There it is.
Yeah, there will be a presentation. Saints have won the playoffs. It's worth pointing out. It's not just the fact that they have kept their place in the Premiership.
Making their way back to their seats.
Well-behaved support. A wonderful support. They have created an incredible atmosphere here this afternoon. They are an incredible group of supporters.
To be fair to the man there in the police HQ over in the far corner, he's given them a nice wee time to celebrate.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Enjoy the couple of minutes and then get back to their seats so that we can have the presentation. I really hope someone's got a shot of Tony Fitzpatrick at this point. Did you see the shots of Ray Montgomery after Kilmarnock's win against Rangers the other week, leading the beautiful Sunday singing?
And Dundee United fall at the third hurdle there, third attempt to get back in to the Premiership, and it will be a 4th season. It will be the longest time a team has spent in the Championship after relegation from the top flight since Dunfermline after their relegation in 2012, who still haven't come back up to the Premiership, and that has included a relegation to League One as well, don't forget. But what an incredible afternoon.
Fans chanting, "We are staying up."
It's a really bizarre thing about these playoffs. The team that has won every single playoff, it's been their first attempt. They haven't had any experience of playoffs in this style anyway beforehand. They've came and won it in that season, never done it again. Well, in the case of Hibs, Dundee United, Queen of the South Falkirk, they've all done it 2-3 times, but none of them have ever won it. Although I'm sure the broadcasters will really be looking forward to the full Dundee derby.
Well, that's right, the Dundee derbies are back indeed, but that's certainly something that Dundee United most definitely didn't want. And you've got to go back to that point, 23rd minute of the game when Nicky Clark converted that penalty unbelievably.
And he didn't even take one.
That's
he didn't
right.
Step up, and that was a top class penalty that he had no chance at saving. Yeah. Why isn't he taking one of those first 4 penalties? United
going ahead, then they equalised from Danny Mullen only
they would keep
3 minutes later
for the end to kind of ensure that, but it was a gamble that just backfired.
You get the feeling that maybe Robbie Nielsen envisaged the shootout going a completely different way than it has ended up going.
Well, that's it. Earlier on in the season when they played Alloa in the Challenge Cup, Nicky Clark took a penalty in the 90 minutes, missed it, game finishes 1 each, takes a penalty in the shootout and scores it. Okay, they got beaten the penalty shootout, but give it a few minutes and the spectators might get off the pitch, but
to be fair, most of them have
enjoyment.
Vacated the playing surface, but some of them are just taking in the moment, where you don't have quite as long a time to do that as they did last year.
It's that bizarre thing where in many ways this feels bigger than winning the Championship, because winning the Championship, the aims to get into the Premiership, to be at the very top table, and we maintain that. And when you think, when Oren came in, how disjointed the team was, how the atmosphere was just missing. And it took time, he made his changes in January, and it took time I said my mind goes back to my friend who's the chief sports fighter for Korean Times, saying he'll need time. It took him time to turn around Coleraine, but he'll do it, and he did it. Today, skin of the teeth stuff, but we did it.
Yeah, that's one thing that there has been a feel-good factor around this club for the last couple of months. I mean, even when Oran Keelan wasn't quite getting the results, granted to begin with it wasn't his squad, there still wasn't the negativity around some teams that are destined for the drop, like perhaps there was against Dundee this season, and Hamilton as well even had that kind of feeling. There wasn't the same kind of positivity that there looked to be in Paisley, and St Mirren have built on that. The players have thrived under it, and they've been rewarded.
A belief, wasn't there? There was just a belief deep down.
Well, we've spoken about how fantastic the attendances have been, even when it has been difficult under Oran, but full credit to Oran, to Jimmy Nicholl, Alan McManus, Jamie Langfield, for the work that they have done to instill the belief in this team that they could stay up, and ultimately for them to stay up.
I would like to give credit to Gus McPherson as well, who came in that role, and a lot of fans were saying, what's the point of that? But he identified good players and brought them in.
So the very last of the supporters are heading back into their seats in the stand, or they'll be sitting down. Do apologise for the language you're hearing at the moment, directed towards Chris Sutton. See the
he's up in the gantry.
The board has
for another broadcast.
Board has been set up just ahead of the centre circle. The players will be coming back out to celebrate. There's no trophy for the playoff winners.
But yeah,
a nice wee flag though that says playoff winners 2018-19.
And I'm not trying to listen to me, but I remember talking to a colleague of ours, and about 4 or 5 weeks ago she was saying, I think it's really looking bad, it's real. And I said, what? I'm not worried. I said, even if we finish in the playoffs, I'm convinced we'll do it. And okay, we took it to the wire today, but when it really mattered, Big Backlash stood up in more ways than one, and we got the goals that counted. Mind you, I don't know if my nerves can take much more of that. No, I couldn't go through that every season.
We've got about a month to relax, and then it's the Betfred Cup all over again. And we do it all again, and we will be here next season for that. That's the result we all wanted this afternoon. St Mirren have won this playoff final on penalties by 2 penalties to 0. United missing all 4 of their attempts.
How often does that happen as well?
That is incredible, isn't it? That is incredible that they would miss all 4. And how often do we say that though? You see penalty shootouts and okay, it's a lottery, this and that, and you think, wow, you missed all 4 penalties,
That's where it most definitely comes down to quality. And for Dundee United, spoke about the fact that Nicky Clark scored the penalty in the first half and didn't take any of the 4 penalties that United have. And we may never know if Nicky Clark was picked to step up to take the 5th for United if it had got to that for them.
Yep.
I just want to double check that he wasn't subbed off as well, because I mean, you'd think he was odds on to take a penalty. I mean, I don't think he was.
But it's just great to know we can look forward to.
He was. That's why. I was thinking that surely he would have, but there you go.
And just
getting lost in the moment.
We can look forward to another season of Premiership football next year. Oran's got something to build on. I'm sure they'll bring in more players over the summer. Of course, some of the players who are here, short-term contracts like Anton, etc. Some who are here in loan may look and go back to their parent clubs. There was also a nice, I said Paul Dummett was in the crowd today. I noticed Stevie Mallon tweeted, good luck to the team. Harry Davis, who was such a solid player for us last season as well, tweeted his best wishes.
See a very small number to our left of Dundee United fans that have actually stayed to see the presentation
that's
take
very nice
place.
of them.
Yeah, that's kind of a bit
whereas
bizarre,
I think
isn't it?
most of them will probably already be halfway down the M8.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's going to be a long journey back. It's not that far to Dundee, but it'll feel
very,
travelling
very
to
long.
and beyond, won't it?
I'll be honest with you, I thought Dundee was further away from Paisley than it actually is. When we went up to the Dundee game at the end of the season, it was.
My daughter was at
long at all.
Union Dundee for 4 years, and we'd travel up from Troon like every month or so. And yeah, once you've done the journey once, it just doesn't seem like anything. I remember last year, Daniel, myself, and a good friend and former colleague Jamie Hare went up to the Dundee United game. Just hopefully St Mirren could have tied the championship up there, but it didn't that night. But
He did it a week later and did it really nicely though.
And did it at home, which was a nicer thing, wasn't it? The players just waiting to come out. The press all gathered down there as well. I mean, it's just such a great feeling, and you just know the cheer that will go up when the players come out. Will be something to behold.
You see a very James Hunter down there,
Yeah.
enjoying the moment as well. Jimbo himself.
You know, these fans have been through such a roller coaster in the past couple of years. You know, just escaping relegation, winning the championship, clinging on to Premiership status.
I can't help but feel that chanting John Sutton's name is not going to annoy Chris all that much.
No, probably not.
But there is indeed only one John Sutton.
Yeah.
There's only one Chris Sutton as well, to be fair.
I was going to say thankfully, but I'm not allowed to say things like that.
Big thumbs up there from Chris Sutton from the gantry to the Saints fans.
Well, at least he's taking it.
He's used to it, isn't he?
I suppose you do have to wonder as well, as I seem to remember Chris Sutton was one of the more vociferous critics of the decision to allow Alan Stubbs to leave the club back in September.
Yep.
The thing is, it just didn't seem the right fit from the word go, and I think the board took the decision that they had to change it before it got to a situation that they couldn't
rescue it. And you look at
it.
this today, and it justifies the decision that Gordon Scott
Exactly.
and Tony
I
Fitzpatrick
remember
made.
coming here for the first game this season against Dundee. I remember walking in thinking this place will be buzzing, and I went home. My wife said, "How was it?" I said, "You know, we won." I said, "But something's just not right there." And I couldn't put my finger on it, but obviously it turned out. And having spoken to Tony and read Tony's book, Alan Stubbs he did not endear himself to the team, to the staff. It was just something just didn't work there from the start. So I think, it was to admit they'd made that mistake so quickly and act quickly on it. Credit to them for it.
So here we go. The players are waiting. And they're going to get to enjoy the moment. The job is done. They are staying up. And it's onwards and upwards to next season.
Just like what Robbie Nielsen saying to his players just now, how do you lift them after that? How do you make them feel good about what's happened?
Well, he certainly can't criticise them for their performance, but that doesn't matter. Let's take a look at the players.
And just about everybody stayed here as well after the whistles. The players come out and they look actually physically and emotionally drained. And no wonder. Just hope Big Gary Mack's okay. Anton Ferdinand, nice he can come on and play his part, you know, just those last half hour or whatever.
Dickens grabbed the the microphone off Campbell or PA for a bit of a sing-song. And I think we're going to hear shortly from the manager as well.
Just waiting for the official presentation here.
It'd be nice if we could get a view of the other side of it.
I know. But they always look to the money people, don't they?
The press photographers getting their pictures.
Jimbo just getting out of the road there, I think. I'd say it as I feel, just considering what this team's been through the last couple of months, they deserve this so much. Just wait and think it was Paul McGinn getting in for the picture there.
And credit to Paul McGinn and Mihai Popescu for stepping up to take those penalties that ultimately have kept Saints up.
We certainly are staying up.
Season in the Premiership to look forward to next year now.
Yeah, you know, and they know what the expectations are now. They've had time to bed in and say.
So just before the players go to laugh of order, we're going to hand over to the gaffer. He's going to say a few words.
Oh,
see if we can listen into this.
Owen Kearney going to talk to the fans.
I'll be very, very quick, and it's just a couple of thank yous. The first thank you is to this unbelievable group of players over here, because whether they were part of the group that were here for the whole season, or whether they were part of the group that joined us in January, they've absolutely given everything, and particularly the last couple of months. It's been an unbelievable effort, and I don't really think they quite know what they've achieved yet, and I'll probably take a few days to settle in. Second group of people I want to thank, and they're very much unsung heroes, is the backroom staff and everybody who does the work with the players. They're a very good team. They do absolutely everything for the players. And they are some testament, and I know the reason why the players are standing here now. Third, it's a wee salty one. I just want to thank my family, my wife Lauren, and kids and everybody else. To allow me to commit and to allow me to do this. And I've done their full back, and I'm delighted and so proud that I'm able to do this for them today. And the final bit of thanks is the biggest thank you out here. And that's every single person sitting in these standing around us. If you were normal fans, this place would have been empty by December time. But you're not. We're different. That's why we're different. And what we got was an unbelievable support that got stronger and stronger and stronger right up to the last couple of months. And it's only because of you guys and your patience and your support that we get to have the party of all parties.
Great work from Owen Kearney there.
And there have been some rumours flying about Oran's future. I think what we've heard from him today is a big suggestion that he is going absolutely nowhere, and he's looking forward to the work he's got to do this summer.
I'd like to hope that he stays, because it's so much easier to build for the next season when you can start today rather than having to wait on a new manager and whatnot. And the thing is, St Mirren have got a great manager in Oran Kearney, because he's not only has he proved that he can do this part-time with good Irish players over in Northern Ireland, he's proved now that he can do it full-time when he's working with these guys every single day. And he's also not only that, he's got the support around him as well, that he himself and the guys around him have got an eye for a player that they can bring in that can make a difference to this team. You see how many of those January signings, Václav Ladky probably the biggest one that's made the difference today. And hopefully in this summer they can do the same again and get a team that at worst will finish 10th and be safe.
Well, we'd love to be showing you the pictures and the images that we're seeing right now of the fans celebrating in front of the W7 section, but our host broadcaster is going away from that at the moment. I think they're actually conducting an interview with Danny Mullins, so that's why we can't see what's happening right now, but it's tremendous images and pictures I'm sure you'll be able to see over the course of the next couple of days. Yeah, and StMirren.com, check out St Mirren YouTube, Twitter and Facebook. All those images and pictures will be there for you to see. The players are going to start their lap of honour, and we're going to bring it to an end for this absolutely incredible season that started off against Spartans here back in July, a 2-2 draw that St Mirren won on penalties in the Betfred Cup, that opening day win against Dundee, that credible performance we saw here against Celtic in Oran's first game in charge, was wins against Hearts, as well with that incredible Adam Hamlin goal, a really crucial goal now when you look back as well. His fantastic goal at Easter Road as well against Hibernian, and those crucial wins here against Dundee and Hamilton. They've got Saints into the position to contest this playoff final, and ultimately you can see just some of the players going past now. And Saints have done it, they have stayed in the Premiership, and we will be back here with you next season in the Ladbrokes Premiership to cover all the highs and lows. Going to get a shot of Oran Kearney in just a moment on the bottom of your screen. These fans have really taken to Oran.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, there was a sense that even if they lost today, the fans were still behind the manager. He's picked up his month flag there, just waving it.
And so it is all done for the season. It finished here this afternoon. St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. After extra time on penalties, it finished St Mirren 2, Dundee United 0. St Mirren win the playoffs and will be playing Premiership football next season, and United can sign to a 4th season in Scotland's 2nd tier. So from everyone involved with St Mirren TV this season, myself, Daniel Burrs, Chris Gilgallen, Stephen Mark and the whole team, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you in July for the start of the Betfred Cup group stages. Thank you so much for tuning in and being part of St Mirren TV. This has been St Mirren TV, brought to you by the University of the West of Scotland. From everyone here at the Simple Digital Arena, enjoy the summer. St Mirren are staying up. Goodbye.